Right, is that all right?
Yes, that's great.
Right, let's get started.
Yeah.
We're joined by special guests today.
Special needs. That's me.
Introduce yourself.
You said it.
Yeah, so obviously I'm Ross, training at Newbury BJJ. Just completed the REORG 365
Have you
program.
completed it now?
I completed it on Monday night.
Nice.
So
what's next? What's after 365?
I'm just a regular person now. Oh. I'm a nobody. I've got a...
You're nothing.
I'm nothing now. No. It's funny. So I had contact, I can't remember if it was today or yesterday now, from REORG, asking me to fill out an evaluation form for the last... It's been what? I started off in the REORG 60 and then did the 365. So it's just over a year of jiu-jitsu. August 5th, I think I started last year. So I got...
Hang on. When you do the REORG 60...
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Just cut it to make me happy.
When you do the REORG 60...
Yeah.
Does the 365 continuate from that?
No, so that there...
So you start
it's
again?
365 day fresh after the 60.
So you've been over a year then?
Exactly, yeah.
So you're actually done the real 425.
Yeah, good maths. I'm not going to...
Quick maths.
That's not right.
Yes.
Who knows?
Is it?
But yeah, so I
Don't
did
question.
60 days to start with, completed that, and then REORG decide how well you do and whether or not you can go on to the 365. Done 365 days on the REORG 365, obviously.
But is that 365 continuous days, or is it 365 days of training?
No, it's just like a year, basically.
Right, okay, yeah.
So you can go to as many sessions as you like in that in that year.
Okay.
Do you know how many you did?
They do have a count, but they stopped sending me my thing about a month ago when I hit the 11-month mark. They have like, congratulations, you've completed X amount this month.
Oh, that's cool.
And stuff like that. And so I'll go through, I'll talk about REORG, how I come to REORG, what REORG's done for me. I'll go through.
Yeah.
I'll be raw and very, very open because I think it's very important.
Yeah.
100%.
And I don't want to sugarcoat anything or hide anything. But yeah, so I just finished the 365. So funnily enough, I had an email from Bernie today giving me the costs of membership. I thought he's never sued me again. but no, obviously, like I will be sticking around. I will be becoming a member. He must have got the check through from REORG for the 365. I thought, oh right, more money coming in now. But yeah, no, he's been brilliant. I can't thank him, and I'll come on to Bernie in a bit. But yeah, no, so I'll be a paid member of Newbury BJJ moving forward. So I have to pay for all classes.
Oh, so that means you haven't done the initiation yet.
Oh, here we go.
It's like Fight Club, though. We can't talk about it.
No, it's just off camera. We'll talk about it. Fine.
That's why we've invited you up here in the dead of night.
That's it. Yeah.
Speaking of raw.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll go back to.
I'll start. So basically, you
Didn't realise this was the Mason episode.
No. But as in,
I love Mason. That's the reason I'm here.
you because people probably think that you train jiu-jitsu because of liking jiu-jitsu.
Absolutely not.
But realistically, so start us from the beginning of where you want to start us with your story of. So I guess your military background.
Yeah.
So let's start from.
Fine.
Yeah.
So I will go right back to the beginning.
Yeah.
And I will go through all my battles with mental health, suicide.
Yeah.
Obviously, I didn't because I'm here. But yeah, it's been a very weird, rocky road to lead me to the mats of jiu-jitsu when I would never have even thought anything about jiu-jitsu. I didn't even know what it was.
That's what I mean. Because interestingly, like we all, well, us three, knew what jiu-jitsu was essentially and then chose to train it.
Yeah.
To be fair, like I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
I've never done any martial arts, nothing before. Came across it from my mates, my brother's doing the MMA event. That's where I met Sam, who supported my brother, and then I was like, oh, this kind of looks interesting, and then gave it a go.
A bit like care of the community.
That's right.
You take them under your wing.
It was the outreach.
Yeah.
The outreach program.
So this little fat guy just struggling in the corner, sweating from just watching the fight.
Hot dog in hand.
Yeah. Because you saw the lady come around like with the paperwork and you thought I signed up to fight like there and then, but it was like for the next one.
I gave you some advice.
Yeah.
There and
Run.
then.
Stay away. But yeah, no, go back to it. Like, so obviously I did just under 6 years in the military. I got medically discharged. And the way I spent years resenting the military, I've only really come to terms with my military career. I wouldn't call it a career. It was cut short. But I was a recovery mechanic in the REME. Again, leading me to the military.
Yeah,
again,
what made you join the military?
my dad dragged me in the careers office, and as mad as that sounds, so my old man, he's always run like building firms. He's was general builder, very successful small business. So I was always going to go down the path of I'm going to get on the tools, I'm going to get a trade, I'm going to jump on the tools. I'll just follow in his footsteps. And then as I was coming to the end of school,
You saw sense.
no, my old man was like, "You ain't fucking going in doing a trade. You ain't fucking doing that. You're going in the army." I was like, "What?" So he took me to the careers office in Reading, and I walked in the door, and the first thing this guy said to me, he was a sergeant, Spud Taylor, his name was from the rifles.
So his actual name, Spud.
We just call him Spud Taylor. Yeah,
It must be a nickname.
It can't be on his birth
yeah,
certificate.
yeah. It's just Spud Taylor.
He's actually
We just call him
potato
Spud.
on his.
Yeah, he looked like Super Potato, but
My name's Potato,
but
you can
yeah.
call me Spud for short.
That's it, yeah. But yeah, so I walked in the door and he's just gone like, "You ready to fight and die for your country?" And I thought, what the fuck is this? Bearing in mind, like in the careers I was in Reading, you got Navy, Royal Marines and Army all in one building. No RAF, they go somewhere else. But yeah, basically like I never really saw myself as a patriot or anything like that. I used to like make fun of all the kids that did army cadets and stuff like that. Like I wasn't a bullier by any stretch of the imagination, but it was just like, oh, that's fucking rubbish. What are you doing that for? But after 9/11, believe it or not, I was at secondary school during 9/11, and then just the way the world went with like Iraq, Afghanistan, and then like I don't know, there was just something about it. My cousin Grant, he went into the parachute regiment, and there was something about the military that I thought, oh, actually, that's quite cool. And there was like all these like videos all over the news of like people doing really alley things and stuff like that.
That's a military term.
Yeah, and I thought, do you know what, this might work out. So when my dad dragged me in there, and he said, "Yeah, you ready to fight and die for your country?" I thought, yeah, I don't know. And so originally I had no idea what I wanted to do. My dad answered every question for me, I think, told them what I was going to do. I was like, oh, yeah, all right. They give you a ton of paperwork, like ton of books, go learn, watch these videos and DVDs, whatever, of different jobs. Ended up wanting to be a vehicle mechanic and signed up to join the REME as a vehicle mechanic.
Which is quite smart because then even when you come out of the army, like you said, you've got a trade.
Yeah,
so you almost got what you wanted.
See.
Begin
This is what leads me on to another little story. so basically, yeah. So I went in and I wasn't bad at school by any stretch of imagination. I was pretty average. I was awful at maths. I used to bunk off school every maths class, and I hated it. And I just used to run out the gate and go home, and then come back an hour later and live the rest of the day at school. But yeah. So when I was doing all these tests to get into the military, like fine, got in, done really well, got through selection. You call it selection. It's like a 48 hour trip down to Pirbright. Passed all that, got a date for phase 1 training, and I was the youngest soldier in my intake. So I went as an adult entry. I was 17 and 2 months.
That is really quite young.
Yeah. So originally they were going to put me to Harrogate as a junior entry. And then they held me back and waited to go as an adult entry because it meant a quicker basic training and then out into the wider army sooner. So, yeah, I went in the February of 2006 to Pirbright for phase 1. And I'll skip all this. It's quite boring. Did all that. Went to Borden to do my trade training. And... yeah, I was doing you have to do all these exams, maths exams and English exams to do your qualifications, to do your trade training, sorry. and I kept failing the maths exam.
Wonder why.
And I was like, but it was like real basic maths, right? It wasn't even like nothing too strenuous. But you do like classroom sessions, and then like you do an exam. And I kept failing the exam by like 2 questions or something like that. And the tutor who was doing the classes was like, what's going on with you? Like, you're really bright. Like, when we talk to you in class, you can say the answer, but you can't, your paperwork, it makes no sense. Like, so they did it twice. I think you get 3 strikes. So I did it twice. I failed both of them. They were like, you've done it again. Like, you failed by like 2 marks. I was like, he was like, tell me if I ask you what's this, blah, 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 I'll give you the answer. And he was like, well, you haven't wrote that. I was like, oh, okay. So they sent me to the education centre at Borden, and they diagnosed me with dyscalculia and dyslexia. So dyscalculia is basically dyslexia with numbers. So it all turned out, it was all patterns about the way you write for dyscalculia more than anything is what I learned.
So you could do the maths, you just couldn't.
I could do it in my head, I just couldn't write on paper.
Yeah.
So like when I do, if I was going to write 47, because I do 4 and 7 the same, but the other way round, pretty much, I'd write 74, but I'd say 47. Same with like 8s and 6s, 6 or 8 or whatever. So I just kept getting it all wrong, and that was why I was failing these exams. So in the end, they did another exam. I passed, and they were like, oh, well, we think you'd be good as a recovery mechanic. I was like, okay. And at Borden at the time, recovery mechanics were pretty cool. Like, they drove around in the big tank straight away, like pretty heavy lifting, quite a lot of grunt work. It was quite cool. So I was like, yeah, all right, fine. So I transferred from being a vehicle mechanic to a recovery mechanic. So less, I wouldn't even say it's less technical. It's still quite advanced. You're still working on tracked vehicles, tanks, lorries, anything like that. So yeah, I did that, basically become a recovery mechanic. Absolutely bloody loved it. It was brilliant. And then went all over sort of the UK, went abroad a bit. And yeah, it was just a real good life. Loved it. Got injured though very early on. Battled through. Never really fully recovered.
What was your injury?
My leg. It's an old. I broke my leg basically as a teenager, and my mum was getting married in the Bahamas, so she spent a lot of money. So she had my leg taken out of the cast, so I could go on the flight, so I could go on the plane to Bahamas. So because they wouldn't let me fly with it in a full like thing, so she had it taken out. So anyway, it grew. The bone that was broken grew back with like a lump on it, and I've still got it now. And that again, that's another shit story in itself. But basically, like when I went to kneel down a chute or anything like that, I'd kneel on that bone. It was agony. But and again, doing like long distance runs with weight. I mean, yeah, I wasn't the most athletic or fit soldier, but I loved it. I tried my hardest, and you know, whatever. But I loved the trade side of it. I loved the tanks. I loved all that. But when I got medically discharged, it was mental. So I had a surgery. I had an operation. So all my regiment, we were supporting 104 Battalion, who are like a TA unit in Afghanistan, and I had surgery when the rest of the lads went out, and I went to, like, it was mad. I did all the pre-deployment training, had all my flight books, sent all my comfy box out to Afghan or whatever, and I was at home and I get a phone call. And they were like, oh, we need you to go, this on like a Monday. They were like, we need you to go down to Gosport War Memorial Hospital for a pre-op. I was like, what do you mean? Like, they were like, oh, we're going to operate on you this Friday.
And what was the operation for, sorry?
To remove the lump of bone.
Yeah,
so that it wouldn't hurt when I knelt down shooting or whatever. So they were like, you need to go Wednesday to this pre-op. So I went down, saw this doctor. He then, like, that was it. Then the medical centre rang me on the Thursday. I'm like, right, on Friday you need to go to Cosham Queen Alexandra Hospital for the operation. Like, the paperwork will be there for you when you get there. Like, they'll
Is this all through the military?
This all through the military.
Right.
So I went down there on the Friday morning. Bear in mind, you have to starve yourself, right, before an operation. So I've not eaten nothing for like since the day before. And I get down there and I'm just in a waiting room, like, with all these other people. And I was like, no one seemed to give a toss about anything to do with me. I was not on anyone's radar. I just sat there, and eventually they operated on me at like 2:00 in the afternoon, and
Obviously not successful though, because you said you
exactly. So the stupidity of the military, and this is why I resented the army for a long time, and it leads me perfectly on. I swear I'm not. I'll get there.
Yeah,
It all adds to the story that of me and why I'm where I'm at now. But yeah, so I was sat there, and when the surgeon, it was a completely different guy to who I saw on the Wednesday, and he goes, left knee arthroscopy, and I was like, no mate, it's my right knee. But he was like a foreign guy, like didn't really speak. That was literally like the best English he gave me, was like, left knee arthroscopy or whatever. And I was like, one, I'd never heard of the word arthroscopy before, whatever. And then he started drawing an arrow on my here, pointing to my knee. And I was like,
well and good, because you might be a rock star doctor.
Yeah.
But if the language barrier is such that like you operate on the wrong knee.
yeah. I was like, but I was like, no, this knee. And he was like, okay, fine. Like, and so he rubbed that out with the thing, put it on this leg. So then he was like, right, go get gowned up and everything like that. So I got gowned up. And then this Australian like surgeon comes round, some other guy, and he's like, follow me, mate. Like, so I follow this guy. I'm like, all right, okay. So I follow this guy into this operating theatre. There's the table, there's the knives, there's everything. He goes, hop up on there, make yourself comfortable. Oh. I was like, all right, sound. Looking around thinking, like, there's just me and him in the room at this time. I'm like, where's the anaesthetist? Where's, like, anybody? And then, like, all these people come in, like they do, like, all like that. And it was very clinical. And then they, knocked me out within, like, a couple of, 10 seconds or whatever. And I woke up thinking, please tell me they're both operating on the right equipment. Yeah. Anyway, I woke up, and it was, I don't even know how late it was in the day at that point, but the ward, like, the recovery ward was, like, empty. I was the only one on it. And this little like Filipino nurse lady comes over, and she's like, you can get up now and walk to the waiting room next door. And I was like, oh, like, do I not need crutches or anything? She was like, no. So I turned, went to stand up off the bed, and just went whack on the floor. And I was like, she was like, what's up? I was like, I can't feel my leg. Like, there's nothing there. I can't feel like any resistance, can't feel anything. So she goes, bear with me, and she got me some crutches, walked me to the next room where they had those big high chairs that you sit on, and sat there for ages. And my dad turned up. He went to Southampton Boat Show to have a look at boats that you obviously can't afford. Come back to collect me, and the surgeon had gone home because it was a Friday afternoon. He'd gone home. The hospital was pretty much like thinning out. It was like deading down. There was no one around. And this like physio turns up and gives me this leaflet for and it said on it like left knee arthroscopy. I was like, you're not winding me up here. Like, I've not had an arthroscopy here, like on my left knee. It's definitely my right knee. I'm looking at it. So they gave me some. They were like, your medical centre will be in touch. So I went home, and about 2 weeks went by. I had nothing. All my regiment had gone out to Afghanistan. My medical team, everyone had gone. I was like the forgotten soldier. I think I had 3 months at home. Nobody knew anything about me. I'd literally like gone AWOL without going AWOL. So I was sat around. It was about 3 months. Still getting paid by the military. Literally nobody.
And did the feeling in your leg come back at that point?
No. It was still bad. I was still on crutches and that. And eventually, like, someone got hold of me and were like, where are you? And I'm like, I'm at home. They all thought, like, when I spoke to the medical centre, so I was in 14 Armoured Brigade. We had 2 brigades within our battalion. I was at 6th Battalion REME. We had 14 Armoured Brigade and we had 3 Armoured Brigade. Anyone that didn't go on the tour fell into, like, the rear party at 3 Armoured. But because I had, like, sent my comfy box off and stuff like that, I don't know what the mix-up was, but the medical centre thought I was abroad because I had all the jabs and everything. They thought I wasn't even there. So I was like, brilliant.
Sorry, it's going to look like I'm texting. I'm not. I'm making some notes, and we're going to put a glossary of terms that I think people need to know what they mean, but we'll stick it in the
Am I using like army
description.
terms too much? Yeah, fine.
But
Yeah,
we'll
you
put
probably
it
will.
into the description so people know what things are, and I'll ask you afterwards.
Yeah, sounds.
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, so I don't know what the mixer was, but yeah, finally someone got hold of me and was like, can you come see us? So I went to see him and I was like, so and they go, we haven't had any paperwork from your operation. So he chased the surgeon and chased the hospital, and he sent the paperwork through. And he said left knee arthroscopy. And he just looked and he went, I can clearly see it's not. And I said, I know, right? So he sent me that afternoon to a private hospital in Crondall, near Farnham. Some booper place or whatever. Got free complimentary coffee when you went in. It was well nice.
Oh, worth it.
I know, well worth it for the coffee. I thought, this is the best I've been treated in ages. So yeah, I had that. Had the scan. And then a couple of days later, I get a phone call and they're like, right, can you come in and see us? I was like, oh, God, what now? So I started like rehab and I went in to see them and they were like, oh, yeah, you've torn your ACL, your MCL. Yeah, basically, like, your leg's screwed. I was like, right. So they started me on this, intensive...
So what the operation,
yeah.
what did they actually do?
I have no idea.
Right.
To this day, and this is another story in itself, I still have no idea what I've done because the lump of bone is still there.
Yeah.
I got a tiny little scar like that big.
Yeah.
So he's gone in and done something, but
So
I have no
just
idea.
gone in there completely butched up. All
They
your
clearly
ligaments,
have. Yeah, they
and then
did.
it's like,
Yeah.
you're done.
But they were like, there was a bit of a, not a dispute, but a bit of a, did I damage it when I stood up off the bed?
Right.
Or was it damaged
But
by
you shouldn't
surgery?
have stood up off the bed, though, should you?
I shouldn't have stood up off the
Yeah.
bed without support, yeah.
Yeah.
But I was told
You
different.
should have asked me. I'd have told you that.
Yeah, exactly. Why were you not there?
Well,
Where were you?
Yeah, why weren't you the
Yeah.
nurse?
I
Where
don't
were
know.
you in this situation?
He's in the room next
I
door.
was probably
Yeah.
somewhere else helping someone else.
That's true, yeah.
You were probably in infant
Mate.
school.
Yeah.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 35. I'll be 36 in November.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, you'd probably been sucking on mum's tit or something. But, yeah, like, so, yeah, I just was like, this is just absolutely fucking unbelievable. Like, what is going on here? And, yeah, they sent me on this intensive, like, rehab. So it was every day, Monday to Friday, and you did, like, yoga and stretches in the morning, hydrotherapy at 11 till 12. So you put this, like, weighted vest on, jump in the deep end of the swimming pool down in Tidworth, and then sprint across the pool like floating or whatever, just to get your legs going. Then the afternoon was like weight sessions and stuff like that. I can't remember how long I did of it. I've got memory loss from another accident that I had later on in life. So there's bits that like really I don't remember. I lost like a few years.
Is this all still funded by the military?
Yes.
Yeah, so
that was why I'm still serving.
You're still in the military.
I'm still in the military at this point, yeah. So, but yeah, so after like, I don't know how long I was having this, they like were like, yeah, your leg's not getting any better. We need another operation, potentially. And they left it at that. And I was just waiting for a date. And this went on for probably a year and a half after the operation, maybe.
And what were you doing in this time?
I was still working. I was back when I got like when I was able to walk again and I'd strengthened it up from the thing. I was on light duty, so I was on restricted duties, but I was back in camp doing my day-to-day job, doing as I would be still doing PT sessions, still doing recovery mechanic jobs, exercises, little operations and stuff like that, still doing what you should be doing. And it was one day I went to go on duty, and I was going on guard duty, at lunchtime. So you had two duties at Tidworth. You had main gate, which was horrendous, and you had the 6th Battalion duty, which was you sat in the guard room, you locked up the warehouses, like hangars and that at the evening, and you were just there as like standby, basically. But that was quite cushy in a way because you had PlayStation and everything there. You literally just sat there playing Call of Duty and stuff like that, like, and watching movies and that all through the night and stuff like that. But I was about to go on duty, and my staff sergeant, Ron Kirby, his name was, shouted to me. He was like, Newton, come here. So I was like, you go running down the workshop, and he was like, CO wants to see you at 1 o'clock. Guard duty starts at 1:30. So like, CO wants to see you at 1 o'clock. Go back to your room, iron your kit, polish boots, stuff like that. So I went back to my room, did all that, polished myself up, went to see this guy, and I thought, oh shit, like what have I done? Like what have I done now? And he goes, commanding officer for CO. There you go, Sam.
So there are some that I already know that I
Yeah.
think need to be in there anyway.
Yeah,
There are some
fine.
that I don't know, which I'll ask you afterwards.
What's big butt Latinas on there?
Yeah. I want to know about that one. But yeah, so
Watching your movies all night.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, you can imagine us, a load of squaddies just sitting and watching big butt Latinas. To be fair, it happened more than you think.
I can imagine.
But yeah, so I went to see the CO, and the adjutant normally marches you in, like if you've done something. So the adjutant's like the CO's right hand man, he's sort of admin guy, has an adjoining office usually. So they normally stop you, march you in, and stuff like that. The adjutant was like, Crossman Newton, come with me, like come through. So he walked me through his office, through the back adjoining office to the CO. The CO's gone, yeah, come grab a seat. I thought, this isn't right. Why are you asking me to sit down? You like, bear in mind, I was only in there 6 months prior for disciplinary reasons for
watching big butt Latinas.
No, that was something completely different. But yeah, I thought, oh no, like why is he like this is weird? And he sat me down. He slid this brown envelope across the table to me, and he goes like, no, it's not the brown envelope like most people think with money. There wasn't no money in there. It was doom and gloom from then on in. But it was a brown envelope, and he said, really sorry to have to tell you this, but you're being medically discharged. There's been a medical board sat, and you need another operation on your leg, and the army doesn't have the money to pay for you to sit around for another year recovering, so we're medically discharging you. I was like, bearing in mind I was like 22, 23, something like that. Yeah, 22. Yeah, 22, I'll be coming up 23. And I was like, okay. Like, he goes, everything's explained in the letter. I'm really sorry I have to do this. And he sort of said, there's a lot of people in your section who I'd love to get rid of, but sadly, like, I don't have a choice with you. I was like, yours is for medical reasons. Everything's explained in this letter. I was like, right, okay. So he said, go down and see the RCMO. So the RCMO is a Regimental Careers Management Officer. Go downstairs to see him. Bearing in mind, I was involved in the 6th Battalion rugby team, so I was playing rugby, for God's sake. That's how mad this story is, right? And I'm getting medically discharged for my knee, and I'm involved in the rugby team. The RCMO was the captain or one of the coaches. I can't remember what he was. He was involved in the rugby team. So I went down to see him, and I goes, I've just like been PAP 10, like, cause that's what it's called, PAP 10. I was like, apparently I give you this. He was like, you're having a fucking laugh here. No, what? So I gave it him, and he was like, checking all papers. He was like, that's fucking mad. Da, da, da. So he was like, right, this is what you need to do. I'll try and enroll you on some courses for when you leave. And
did they give you notice?
No. So this is the mad thing.
Is there not an appeal or anything like that you could...
Mate, I was 22, stupid, young, didn't have a clue. Yeah. Do you question the military?
Yeah.
At that age, because bearing in mind, if you question anything, you're not told to think, you're told do as I say, when I say, 5 minutes before and all
sounds
that.
Sounds like Starmer's Britain.
Yeah, so exactly right. So
I don't know where we have to beat that.
Yeah, so
I'll think about it tomorrow.
Yeah, but yeah, so basically, like you don't get no warning. That was it. So I had to go from the RCMO. He gave me this letter, this thing. He was like, right, so like here's a list of things you need to do for part of your discharge. You'll get 6 month paid resettlement, full medical like payout, blah 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 blah. I'll get you on some courses, like go back to your platoon, let them know what's happened and stuff like that.
But from that moment on, like what happens? You just pack your stuff and...
Again, that leads me on to the next bit. So I went right next to regimental headquarters at Tidworth was the quartermaster's section. Now the quartermaster's the one who issues you all your kit, your bed space, your bedding, everything, right?
Is that why in James Bond Q is called Q?
Yeah.
Fuck.
So here we go, we're learning.
What?
The penny just fucking dropped right there.
Guess what?
What?
Never watched James Bond.
Oh, of course you haven't.
He is James Bond. You just won't tell anyone.
Fucking no, he's not. Sorry.
How much has he paid you to say no 6?
That van, if that doesn't, to me, I'm dyslexic. His van doesn't say gold build, it says Bond.
So, someone asked me tonight at the open mat if I was a black belt.
Oh,
you said yeah.
So I said, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
I said, I'm just very dark Brown.
And mysterious.
John started chatting shit from the sidelines.
No one asked me if I'm a
Who
black
was
belt
it?
because
Like a bitch.
they
Was
just
it-
expect
I didn't know
it.
Stevie Wonder was training at art.
Yeah, they walked him the white stick.
Who
To be
was
fair, it was a white belt, so they don't really
Day
know
one.
anything anyway.
No, it was a good white belt who's not really a
a
white
good
belt.
white belt.
Day one, was it?
No, he's not really a white belt.
Oh,
Well, he is a white belt. He's got a white belt on.
yeah.
Let's face it, though.
But you're not a black belt.
That's the only time I
You got a
rock with
compliment
him,
from
and
a
you keep
white
saying
belt.
how good he is.
Who is it?
Oh, he's not really a white
Beep.
belt.
Who is it?
Mm,
Beep.
I haven't said anything.
No, who is it? Beep. Oh, is that old?
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to beep that.
That's what I said to John. Can you remind me what his name is? And he was like, who? It's like, you fucking know.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, no,
Ross,
no.
you digress.
No, it's
He's
fine.
trying to big himself up here.
No, that's fine. So I went to the quartermasters section because you get this signing out sheet from the RCMO. So I went to the quartermaster because he was the nearest stop to me. I just gave him this thing. I said, "What do I need to do? Like, apparently I've been medically discharged. I have no idea what's going on."
You're probably head spinning a bit.
Yeah, I was literally like, "What the hell?" Bearing in mind, like all the lads had come back from Afghan at this point, and the sign-off rate for my section was through the roof because, like, my best mate. I got obviously not my best mate. We're all like best mates in the section, but
Just say
one of the
one.
lads, Gaz, he got set on fire. He had to have skin grafts. He was in like hospital for a while. He was in a baddish way. I say baddish way, like he had to wear like little fucking stockings that to hold his skin grafts in place
Hang
for a
on.
while.
So when you say your sign-off rate was good,
No, it's through the roof. Like it was like high. Like
high.
people come back from tour and just put their notes and they want to leave the military.
sorry, I got confused. Then.
Yeah,
Right, okay,
so
yeah.
everyone was like signing
Oh,
off.
so your guys are actually having quite a rough time out there.
Yeah, so
Right.
like nothing nothing compared to like the infantry. Right? At the time, it was like in 2009, 2010, it was quite fiery out there. And there was a lot of like one of the other guys from the REME, Gav, he got blown up. He lost both his legs. Gaz, my mate Gaz Archer, he got set on fire. That was himself that set himself on fire. Burning poo. Yeah,
I bet you don't tell that story down the pub.
basically, no, he does. Trust me, he's proper funny, man. But he basically someone like I don't know the ins and outs of it. I think someone mixed up the kerosene and the whatever fuel they were using to burn the poo, and he set himself on fire by accident. Set the tent on fire that had all the people sleeping in it, and instead of like putting himself out, he put the tent out so it didn't hurt anybody else before he did
shit.
himself. So in a way, he's a sort of poo hero. But yeah, so he
Thank you for your
basically,
service.
yeah, he did that. So my other mate, like Pat, Jack Patrick, he got blown up in his SVR behind the literally. I think it was
What's
twice.
an SVR? Because when I think
Service
of SVR,
recovery vehicle.
Okay, I'm thinking
not
of
a
like
Range
a
Rover.
Lambo.
Or service vehicle recovery. It's basically a recovery truck, a green recovery truck. But he got blown up twice, if I remember rightly, behind the cab. So he had no like injuries other than like getting like bashed around the cab. But mentally, he was never the same when he come back. He was just like I remember one day, like one of the sergeants asked him to do something, and he like just took his gloves off and just threw them on the ground and just exploded. And I was like, whoa, like this isn't the Jack that we all knew. Like this isn't Jack. And yeah, there was a couple of other lads that had like bits and bobs, but you know, it was a pretty weird time in the military at that point.
Did you find did you notice a big difference when they came back and they had these sort of stories, and did you notice a difference in them straight away?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, like 100%. Like for me, it was really, I always felt like I missed out on a massive opportunity. Like I never went on tour with them. And I hated every minute of that. Like I was stood on the gate. They went out on a celebration, like a returning home party. And I was stood on the main gate when they all come back in pissed up. And it was like rubbing salt in the wounds. Yeah. Bearing in mind, I'm stood there and I'm meant to be injured. And I'm there still doing this, like soldiering. I'm like, they're out on the piss, like done
Do you
with
know
stuff.
what's mad is like going out to war would be like most people's absolute like worst fear, if you know what I mean. And you're like, you've got FOMO.
I have proper FOMO. Like I felt, again, that leads me on to like the mental depression side of it that I'll come on to in a minute. Like I promise I'm getting there. But But yeah, so going back to like my medical discharge, it literally was like that. It was like I've gone from doing duty 1 minute to you're leaving.
Get off site.
And when I went to the quartermasters, he goes, "Oh, medical discharge." And I said, "Yeah." He printed off I forget the name of it, like the list of everything I'd been issued that he wanted back. And he goes, "Oh, can you?" This is on a Tuesday or whatever. He goes, "Can you get out of your bed space by Friday?" I was like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, we got soldiers coming in next week, and we haven't got enough bed spaces. Can you get out your bed space by Friday?" I was like, "Yeah." Bear in mind, they're like a sergeant or a staff sergeant, so you can't. Again, you don't argue; you just do what they say. So I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Right, I'll arrange your marching out. You're marching out for 3 o'clock on Friday." I thought, okay. So then I went to my platoon lines, spoke to my staff sergeant, and said, "Give him the thing," and he was like, "What?" And I think he was more annoyed that he had to find somebody else to do my guard duty that I wasn't now going to go
He was
on.
going to be in half an hour.
Yeah, he was. Well, it was less than that. It was probably literally like I was late, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was like, "Fuck's sake!" So he was ringing around like lads to try and cover me. They're all fucking hating me because they've now got to go and do a 24-hour duty. So that's ruined their plans. So yeah, then the next place I went was the armory and had, like signed my weapon back over and stuff like that, and went around all the different departments, and then went to the education centre, enrolled on like IT courses and any course that they would give me, and then went back to my room, started boxing up my life, like ready to hand it over Friday. Didn't even think about where am I going to live or anything, because at the time my mum was moving to Isle of Wight, so I was never really going to be able to like leave the army and go and live back at home. Luckily I did manage to move home for a short while, but then she moved to Isle of Wight, and I ended up renting a place with my now wife. So I've been with my wife since I was in the military. Met when we were 18. She's 36, I'm 35. We're still together. So 10 years married next year.
She's 21, Ross. You've got to say, we'll bleep that.
No, she's been for a lot with me, to be fair. But yeah, so we ended up like renting this cottage and moving in together. But my timescale from finding out I'm being medically discharged to actually leaving the military, 4 days. It was 3.5 days. Lunchtime on the Tuesday, I'm out the gate by Friday.
Which is your whole life at that point. It's not just your job, it's your identity.
That's what I mean.
Something you're so used to for so many years, and then just like that.
To go in there straight from school, pretty much.
I was going to say, you didn't
like
have a life.
I didn't know anything else.
Yeah.
I knew nothing, and like I was like I always used to joke because I used to put myself forward for like exercises and stuff like that, and I was real keen. Like I was a proper keno. Like people used to say, if we cut you open, you bleed green and stuff like that. And like, I mean, I'd done lots of other things during this time when I was injured. Like I did some like stuff down in Fremington with the Royal Marines. Basically like sat on a beach watching them throw themselves like towards cliffs, like with the SBS and stuff like that. Like pretty cool little sort of little things with like things I was involved in. Again, like I spent 7 months doing driver training up in Yorkshire with the Marines and the Paras, which was absolutely hilarious because of my regimental number. I was in a dorm with all the Marines and that, and the Paras like come up, kick the crap out of all the Marines, like, and then just jumped out the window, and we were all like stood on this parade square at like 4 a.m, and the provost sergeant's like, "Who the fuck did that?" And the Paras just like, "We did it." Like, and I'm like the only one who's not got like beaten up.
You have no skin in the game.
I'm like, they're like, why didn't you get touched? And I was like, I don't know. They left me alone because I was nothing to do with them. I was just in the corner of the room, like innocent, like leave me alone. But yeah, it was just I've done some really cool things. Like during my time as well, recovering, was I had to recover a vehicle that a load of lads were blown up in Afghan in. I had to bring it back from 17 Port Maritime down in like Southampton and take it to like a graveyard for military vehicles called Ashchurch near Cheltenham. And they basically they examine vehicles there and like basically like see how they can make them safer and stuff like that. But because of the nature of this explosion, it was when they were like designing the hull of a vehicle to be like shaped in a U shape to deflect the blast out rather than in. So it's before that time when you had like flat bottom vehicles, and they washed the vehicle out before it left theatre, theatre is obviously Afghanistan. They'd washed it out, but when I opened the door of this warrior, there was just like blood, bit of a finger, like with the nail still on it, like in the door, stuff like that. Like, and we had it covered over with a sheet when we were driving it on the main roads and everything.
So a finger wouldn't fly off into sort of...
Well, no, it was I only found that when I got to the other end. Like it got put on our lorry covered in this like white sheet, so no one knew what it was. Obviously, we're driving a big green vehicle with a tarp on it. Like everyone's gonna go, "Ooh, what's that?" when you're driving down the M3 or whatever. But so I did some like really weird and wonderful and interesting things in my sort of just under 6 year stint. But going back to that period of like leaving the military, so I've gone from like it being my whole life, I wanted to have a career there. I didn't have a plan B. And this is, again, I feel like the military have a lot to answer for because they've just rubbed fucking salt in every wound I've ever had. But the course that the RCMO got me on was a personal training and sports strength and conditioning course.
Fuckers.
Right? So I'm being medically discharged here, right? And he's got me on a course to become a personal trainer, sports strength and conditioning coach.
So how is your PT business doing?
It was quite good at the time, but I've not done it for quite a long time now. But I ended up going and living with the Olympic badminton team in Milton Keynes for 6 months. Something like that, yeah, just under 6 months.
So you actually did do it then?
Yeah, so I went up to the badminton centre in Loughton in Milton Keynes.
You'd played badminton
I
before?
did actually play badminton, like with them. I used to play with them at lunchtimes. Like I'm still friends with them all on Facebook. They always wish me happy birthday and
Do you
ask
have
how I
any
am.
video of that?
No,
Ross? We'd be
absolutely
interested
not.
to see that.
Absolutely not, because this place was like legit, right? You had to wear special shoes when you played on the court, like in case you marked the court or whatever. But yeah, basically, like they were really good lads, like, and we lived in this dorm together. I was doing like all my training, all my qualifications whilst training with them and stuff like that. But yeah, like break times that, and in the evenings I used to play badminton with them. And like this one guy, Andy, he was like, he just won a bronze or something in like China or something, and he was renowned for having like a overhead smash or whatever. And he was like, if you return my smash, like, I'll give you... I can't remember what he said. It was like, I'll give you some money.
Returning a smash would have meant something very different in the military.
Well, yeah, exactly. I was like, yeah. But yeah, no, it was funny. Like
6 years for this.
Yeah, but I just stood there, like, I didn't even move. Like, he did this smash and, like, the shuttlecock just bounced off my racket and went back over the net. And, like, I won a point. And I was like... fucking result, man. I was like, fucking, but yeah, so I had a good time with them and obviously qualified. Then when I went off into the big bad world of, I don't even know what my salary was when I was in the army. I never looked because you lived for the weekend. Like I used to drink 7 days a week, Monday to Friday. Monday used to be like drinking the naffy. Tuesday you'd like go to a local pub. Wednesday was sports afternoon, you'd drink after the sports afternoon. Thursday was go down the British Legion. Friday was like go home, go out in town or out in Salisbury or Andover, whatever. Saturday was the same again. Sunday was wake up, go to brunch or go to a pub and have a roast and get pissed again. Get back to camp and then go to bed, do it all again. But yeah, like it was just such a weird sort of time that like I'd come out, I was trying to get a job, but because I had all my food, accommodation, everything taken out my wages, we always used to say, we're on pop star wages, because we literally just used to spend it on alcohol, and we all had nice cars and we all got pissed up all the time. That's all squaddies ever did was fuck around, and because we always knew we'd have a roof over our head and 3 meals a day, so it didn't matter.
Did they offer any like financial education or anything like that?
Not afterwards, no. I got a lump sum payment when I left. So,
but no like no advice as to like you can get a nice car and piss it or.
I think they did do some sort of like they used to do like debt, like when you're in basic training they do like debt management or financial. They had like financial advisors that would come in and tell you like what insurances you needed and. Like, don't spend your money on X, Y, and Z. And they did do, like, certain things like that. But, again, no one pays attention when you're, like, 17.
Yeah, right.
And you're getting, like... bear in mind, all my mates were, like, either apprentices or, like, working at dead-end jobs that were earning, like, I don't know. I don't even know what the money would have been then. But, like, say they're earning, like, £100 a week or something. Yeah. And I'm there as a soldier getting paid, like, over like 1,300-1,400 pound a month, just to like, you know, it was weird. And again, that leads me on to another, like, it's all building. So I'm painting this picture of like my mindset of like when I left the military, and I don't want to keep waffling on about it, but it does answer for a lot of it. But I got discharged. I was trying to like get my career on the go, trying to become a personal trainer, trying to use the thing that the army gave me for good use. And it weren't working out. The salaries for like a personal trainer in a gym are like 12 grand a year. Unsociable hours, like 5 a.m. till like 8's probably peak time, and then again in 5 p.m. till like 10 at night. And I was like not earning any money. I had some like PT clients. I went self-employed. I got done over by this like PT company that was out there that like promote your business, and you pay them a bit of money and they promote your business. I paid the money for them to set up my business, and they did nothing. And then I still expected like me not to complain to them when I was like, you've literally robbed me. So I kind of like walked this weird path, and I realised very quick that doing personal training wasn't going to pay, and it wasn't really. I'm still passionate about it now. I still look at like I still go to the gym and stuff like that, but yeah, I just knew it wasn't going to pay. So I got a job working in like a car garage, like a Seat and Skoda I worked at as a service advisor. And I couldn't believe what I was being asked to do by the service manager at the time. I mean, that business is long shut down now, but I was basically asked to like not fleece people for money, but like you're targeted to upsell like brake pads and discs and stuff like that. And they send you on all these courses and teach you sales techniques of like fear of loss and all this sort of stuff. And like there was one guy that came in, he lived in the hospice at Basingstoke by Basingstoke Hospital. Decrepit old man, like fucking. I fleeced him, mate. Yeah, yeah. No, he come in and for an MOT, and his car didn't pass the MOT because it had all these things, and the garage were like, right, he needs to get X, Y, and like all this stuff done for his car, and the service manager was like telling this guy, yeah, your car's not going to pass. You need all this stuff done, and it's. Again, being a mechanic from the army or whatever, I was like, he's talking shite. So I spoke to the technician. I said, mate, what we got to do to get this car to pass? Just pass. He's not exactly driving it fucking here, there and everywhere. It's just so he can have a bit of a life before he dies. So I did a bit of a deal with the technician on Saturday, and he did some work. I sort of paid him. I paid him through the system with hours. So he was compensated for him doing it. But I got the guy's car through an MOT and got away. And it was at that point I thought, if this is like the civilian world, like, this is shit. Like, you people are fucking horrible. Where's the like looking out for each other sort of thing? There was no sense of that. And I moved to like another car garage closer to home. I won't name who they were because they're still trading. But they were.
I love a beep.
Yeah. They were skimming people's brake discs, so that the discs needed replacing as well as the pads and stuff like that. And obviously that is.
Can you tell us afterwards for like?
I'll tell you afterwards.
For
yeah.
safety purposes.
Yeah, but like, yeah, they were just awful, and then obviously expecting me to then upsell brake pads and discs. I think I worked there for a couple of months, and I realised again that I've got quite a big moral compass. Like right from wrong, and the military helped with that and stuff like that. But I thought, I'm not fucking doing this. So I stepped away from there, and then I had, at the time, I'd been given a lump sum payout by the army. I think it was like 18 grand. Again, 23 years old with £18,000. I spent it on fucking car. I bought a BMW convertible, fucking like leather seats, like fucking had it for 2 weeks and then got rid of it. Because I hated everyone looking at me with the roof down. I thought, what a knob, I'm the one who bought it. What am I fucking doing? But I bought this car, like cash, then just got rid of it. I went on holiday with my wife. She weren't my wife at the time, but to Mexico, paid for like premium economy flights, really nice hotel, stuff like that. Like,
sounds familiar.
Yeah, I just walked into like clothes shops. Yeah, I walked into clothes shops, didn't even like look at the price tag of clothes or shoes, just was like, yeah. And then when they're like, oh yeah, that's £600, I was just like, yeah, right. Like, did not care. Nobody. My mum had disappeared to the Isle of Wight. My dad didn't really give a toss. no one was really like advising me on you should put some of that money away or do this, that, and the other.
But then at that age, you are, but especially with the limited life experience you've got in terms of civilian.
Yeah, I literally just
you're
spunked
essentially still a child in the civilian sphere. You're still that child who came out of school, went straight into the army.
Mm-hmm.
You've got lots of experience within the army, but like you said, don't have to do your rent, don't have to pay council tax, any of this like stuff of like regular civilian life.
That's what I mean. It was a real, like I say, really home. The money dried up pretty quick, and the money dried up pretty quick, and then I got to a point where I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, so then I realised I needed to try and start again. And at this point, going back to what I said earlier about when I was a young soldier earning X amount of £1,000 a month or whatever, and all my mates are earning like £100 a week, like the tables had turned. They'd all finished their apprenticeships, they'd all finished university, they'd all like gone through their education cycle, and I'm starting again. So all the like rubbing it in their face when I'd be like, yeah, I'm driving a BMW and you're fucking nothing and all that. I'm driving like fucking, I can't even afford the BMW anymore. I'm driving like, I think it was a Renault Modus that my mother-in-law let me borrow. I was like, yeah, driving that. And like everyone else just got like all the nice things. Like so the tables completely turned. And that had another knock-on effect. Like I said, I went through this period, I resented the military for ages because of what it did to me. And then when I first left the army and I signed up to the Reading Half Marathon, because they said to me, oh, you won't be able to run, you need an operation, I thought, fuck you. So I signed up to Reading Half Marathon and I did it and I ran the whole thing. Like, and I was like, yeah, fuck you. Like, don't tell me I can't do it, I'll do it. Yeah. So I did it. And then I started doing like other things, like started doing motorbiking again, like doing motocross and stuff like that. And I had an accident at motocross and ended up in hospital. Go on.
No, you go.
And I feel like you're dying to ask.
I've got a side story, but you go.
Okay. So yeah, I ended up.
It is about Ross. It's not about me.
Oh god. Yeah, so I ended up
on the mute button.
Yeah. So I ended up like breaking a bone in my neck, knackering my left shoulder. I've had 2 operations, but 4 surgeries within the 2. So they did 2 things in one sitting. So I've had it twice. They got
the right shoulder though.
They got the correct shoulder, yeah. Funnily enough, I had an MRI again this week because I've still got issues and it's not right, and I probably will end up having another operation. Arm? This one, mate. No, it's this one. You'll know what one. It's the one that whenever people try getting me with my arm, it just keeps going. I can't feel anything in it, so don't worry about it. You can twist it; it will snap before I even know. But yeah, so. That's still ongoing, but I had this. I woke up in hospital, and this is what leads me to like the mental health thing, the REORG thing, and where I'm at now. I'd had shit jobs, didn't have a pot to piss in, and this woman stood by my side for everything, and I don't normally show much appreciation to my wife. I'm not gonna lie, I love her to death, and I'm not a very soppy kind of guy, but I am behind closed doors, but. I remember waking up in this hospital bed, strapped to a spinal board, looking at the John Radcliffe fucking lights right above me. I remember like hearing these tears, like someone crying, and then I felt really sick because I'd had like head trauma and stuff like that. And so like I was like throwing up like lead on my back, strapped to this spinal board, and they come and like rocked me, like tipped me sideways. So like, I could throw up like all that here. And when eventually like they cleared me to like sit up and just put my neck in a brace or something, I can't really remember now. But that's what gave me the amnesia of certain years from when I was in the army. I've lost like years of my life. I still have no recollection of where I was, what I was doing. But I've got a really good memory of like I'm very good at knowing who said what they were wearing, what the weather was like. I'm like a photographic memory, but there's years that I've lost from this head injury. But I remember waking up and like looking at the end of the bed, and my wife was there, just crying her eyes out. And the people that were with me at the accident, nowhere to be sent. Mm. No one was by my bedside. Nobody. Mm. No one was with me, and it sort of dawned on me. Nobody was with me through the dark, shit days when I was like getting discharged from the army, like trying to find a career outside the army. Don't get me wrong, I don't expect anyone to give you a handout or anything like that. And like this sort of whole thing has shaped me to the person I am now. But like the only person who was there for me was my wife. And it was when I recovered and I was able to like walk again and get a bit fitter and stuff like that. I wanted to go back up Pen y Fan in Brecon because I spent a bit of time in Brecon with the military. And it's like standing at the top. I said to you the other week when you went up hill walking up with Cam, like standing at the top of a mountain like that. It's not about the walk up or whatever. It's about what you achieve when you get there. And just the look over the world and the appreciation you get. It's so... I can't even describe the feeling it gives you. So, but my wife's never experienced any of that. She's the least athletic person. She's not fat. She's gorgeous and skinny and whatever. But she wasn't like a top netball player at school. Or she never did sports. She was more like academic. So I wanted to do that. I wanted to go back to there, and I planned to propose to her at the top.
Nice.
So that's what I did. I dragged her up Pen y Fan, and we went up the hard route. We didn't take that easy fucking.
Did you guys right from the?
We went from from the phone box, fucking up like Corndu and all the proper goat path. Like, you know, we went the hard route.
Did she appreciate that?
I think she did.
Yeah.
Because I stopped halfway with my jet boil, made a cup of tea, just like sitting there with all these people like hanging out their arse, like going up there. I'm like just sitting there, a cup of tea, a couple of biscuits and that. It's like, it's no rush. Like we had a tent. I had my Bergen with a tent and everything. We were going to stay there the night. I said, let's go stay up there the night. So yeah, I got to the top. She was looking around the view. So I went, and it was like quite busy. So I was like, I'm like sweating. I'm like, fucking hurry up, all you lot, fuck off. Like, I don't want anyone here. And like, she says to me now, she's like, you got really weird when we were up there. And I was like, yeah, I did. But yeah, I got up there, proposed at the top, and then she kept running around telling all the sheep that were up there that she was engaged. And I was like, no one cares what I'm doing. So yeah, we ended up camping, finding a little stream and everything, and we ended up camping there. It was great. But yeah, she was the only one really there for me. And yeah, so we ended up getting engaged, ended up getting married, been married in 2016. So yeah, next year's 10 years. And, but yeah, like it just made me, again, while I'm like recovering from all these surgeries and all this just kick in life, like kicking the teeth that life gave me. Around 2018 and then into 2019, I had another shoulder operation. I had one in 2018 and one in 2019. And I had my arm strapped to my body and I couldn't do anything, and I just got so miserable, and I started getting really fat, really depressed. And like I resented the military, and everyone kept saying, oh, why don't you reach out to the military for like help? And I was like, fuck, I'm like, no, like they threw me on my ass. I'm not doing fuck all, like, no. And then in 2018, I was like really suicidal, and I was working in a place that like, they used to, again, I see it all the time now, right? And this really fucks me off. Like, there's all these companies out there that love to tell everyone all over social media that they support Men's Mental Health Day, and they do all this stuff. Oh yeah, we're doing this for Mind and all these like mental health charities. They don't give a fuck. They are just doing it to look good on social media and clickbait. Yeah. They might have one or two people in there that raise a couple of £100, and ultimate respect for those people. But as a business, like most of them don't give a fuck. It's just a tagline to look good to the public. And this company I was working for, I remember people in that I was clearly not right. I was still not right, but I was clearly not right. But people kept saying to me, "Oh, what Ross are we going to get today? Are we got Tigger or we got Eeyore?" And I couldn't quite understand what the fuck they're on about. It's like, what do you mean? Well, like some days you come in like Tigger, you're bouncing off the ceiling, you're so happy. The next day you're like dragging along the floor, like you hate life, you don't want to be. And I was like, oh, I didn't really. And then I kept having these like angry outbursts and getting really like fiery with people, and they were like, oh, we're not here to be your therapy. Like, you need to sort yourself out. I remember there was one day, and this leads me on to the suicide. There was one day, it happened a few times, but this one day I'd finished work, and a shit day, and I was sat in my car on a T junction of the A4. and there was lorries whizzing by, and I thought, oh, this lorry's clearly not going 30. And I thought, if I pull out now and he hits me on the driver's side, will that see me off? Will that just end it all?
Yeah.
Like, and that's what I wanted. I couldn't suffer anymore. Like, and I didn't want to feel, I kept feeling like a burden on everybody around me. So I was like, nah, fucking, like I remember like having the little engine, the Renault Modus. I remember having the engine, like on the clutch on the biting point and revving the engine. I mean, I don't know what, but last thing, it just stopped. Like, I stopped myself from even, I thought, nah, like, just in case it don't kill me, I don't want to be fucked. Like,
Maybe
it was
Another
just
surgery.
Yeah, it was just like the weirdest thing to be. So I didn't do it, but like that went on for a little while, and I just went into this like shell, bounced around a couple of jobs, still approaching my 30s, thinking I'm a fucking nobody. Like, I left school thinking I was the fucking man in the military, thinking I had a life ahead of me, things would be great, and I was just a fucking nobody, like an absolute nobody, and I was pathetic. I couldn't stand myself, and again, my wife was like there the whole way through, and I kept thinking to myself, like, what does she even fucking see in this guy? Like, it's just a pathetic man. I was looking at, like, if I looked in a mirror now, I'd be like, I would have been the kind of guy that I'd have been like, he's a fucking waste, like, get rid of him, like. But yeah, it was in 2019. I can't remember the exact like situation, what happened after, but I was so depressed, and I'd planned on hanging myself in the garage, and I'd picked out the rafter in the garage that I was going to do it on, and I just was like in floods of tears, and like, I remember like my wife come home like at the exact right moment where like I was in floods of tears in the living room, and I just kind of like opened up to her and had a chat. And if it weren't for her coming in at that right time, I think I wouldn't be here now. And then she sort of like got me through that period, and then 2020 come and fucking COVID it. And I was like, oh, fucking, like, and I don't know many people that in my situation through this, but I got furloughed, and then I lost my job through COVID. And during that COVID period, COVID was exactly what I needed.
Do you know what? This is the creepiest thing. So I had the same thing when I was going through my problems. Yeah. And I was the same, yeah.
It was the perfect jumping off point in life where the world slowed down.
Yeah.
Everything just sort of stopped. Like, not stopped, like, obviously really horrible people dying and this disease that no one knew what the hell it was. And I get it was traumatic, but for me, it was the best thing that could have happened, because it gave me nothing but time to sit and focus on myself.
So that's probably where it would have helped if all my shit happened before COVID. Whereas everything for me, like when you were talking about with the hanging and stuff like that really resonated, because I had similar thoughts. But yeah, I think COVID probably would have helped a lot.
Would have helped, yeah. And like I say, that during COVID, it's a weird one. I think people went either way. There was the element of like people that lived on their own, who were then isolated, went into depression, or people like me that were already fucking depressed and suicidal. Well, it gave you that time to think and put things in perspective and stuff like that.
I remember it just gave me, like, because everything slowed down, like you say, it was like day to day felt so slow.
Yeah.
And no one was, to me, because I couldn't leave the house. I was having panic attacks, like leaving the house and stuff like that. But because no one else was, I didn't feel not normal.
Yeah. It just felt normal. I
sunk into a normal, so it was okay. So like going,
you knew everyone was doing it.
Going for the odd walk, because that's all we could do. For me, was like, okay, this is a little battle. Like, done that today.
But it's a small win. It's the small wins that make you like. Again, I'll go through all the things. I love, now I'm through this side of like REORG and where I'm at now. I love banging the drum for like men's mental health to a point. Like, don't get me wrong, there's people out there who are suffering a lot worse than I did. People out there that have had attempts of suicide that have failed and stuff like that. But like for me, like that COVID period, I started off walking, and then I started off running, and then I started off mountain biking, all the things outdoors that they said you could do. And then the gyms opened. I started going back to the gym. One of my mates who I was shared a room with in the military runs a very successful online personal training thing. And bear in mind, again, like I say, I'm qualified as a personal trainer, but I've not got the willpower to do it for myself, if you know what I mean. So he wrote me a program and a nutrition plan and everything that, and I stuck to it, and I literally just got obsessed with it. And I went from 116 kg down to like 92, and like just the fat, miserable slob that I was, I turned into like someone who I actually quite liked being.
I think it's so chicken and the egg, isn't it? Because you're like, you want to be not necessarily the person you used to be, but the person you could be.
Yeah.
But then you have to, and it's not fake it till you make it, but you've got to take those hard steps where you are overweight, so everything's fucking difficult to then get there. And then it's only later on that you look at that and think, oh, you did that, like that's really good, and I admire them for doing that, but you can't get there until you start doing it.
It's weird. I got obsessed with
blindly,
it.
almost.
I got obsessed with the results. I got obsessed with the photos, the before and afters. I got obsessed with calorie counting, and you know I don't do that now, and I've put weight back on, but I'm happy. That was the main thing. I'm happy. Like I'm not fucking miserable like I was. But during that COVID period, like when I was doing that, I was unemployed. I was on benefits, and again at a time when you think I'm fucking depressed, I've been suicidal literally like a few months ago, I was going to hang myself, to unemployed, I should be even worse now. And I was like, I actually feel fucking great. Fuck you, world. Like, I'm fighting this out. Like,
do you reckon a part of that is because lots of other people were too, and it wasn't as much of a like frowned upon thing? It was a case of loads of people have been put into this shit.
Yeah.
And therefore do you think that made you feel
I would say so, because like in my little road where I lived at the time, obviously I've recently moved, but we were having street parties when we were allowed, and the whole sense of community that I remember as a kid, I lived in a cul-de-sac as a kid, like I knew everyone in my road, we all looked out for each other. That whole little sense of community came back, and we were all in the same boat. You know, it might not have been the same size boat, but we're all in the same ocean, trying to fight through this fucking storm of whatever it was. But like I say, I was on the dole, getting £160 every 2 weeks or something, if that. And I used that money, and I finally, eventually, like swallowed my pride of my hatred for the military at the time. I mean that, like I hated the military for what it did to me. I didn't. Again, I'm not proud of it, but I didn't really support like Remembrance Weekend and stuff like that. And bear in mind, I've my granddad, and that he was in the Grenadier Guards. He's like won like ceremonial swords and stuff like that from the Queen and stuff like that. Obviously before he died and that. But like I didn't really get involved much with like Remembrance. I didn't really give it much thought. I cut myself off from everything to do with the military. And then during that time, during COVID, I reached out to when I lost my job to the Royal British Legion, and I will never. I've got nothing but hatred for them. The Royal British Legion, Help for Heroes, and the REME Benevolent Fund. And Help for Heroes still help me now. They sorted out all my shoulder stuff and everything like that still. Now they're still looking out for me and still looking after me. REME Benevolent Fund helped me. Obviously, I was part of the REME, so they helped financially. But Royal British Legion refused to help me because I wasn't the rank of a sergeant or above. So,
wow.
Yeah. So those pricks can go fuck off, right? And the money they spend rebadging their fucking little emblem that they did a couple of years ago, not long after COVID, fuck them. So I wear a poppy, but not one from those fuckers. So, and I'm not the only one from the military who hates the RBL. Like, yeah, there's my thing with them. I think you fucking tossers.
Won't be going to any of their car booths.
Yeah, fuck them. Like I said,
just a reel, just of that clip.
Yeah, honestly, like they really, really get me going. Those pricks. But so yeah, like anyway, I
Don't
reached
hate
out.
me, but my mum does
Does she do the
bingo.
collecting?
Bingo at the club.
Fuck you, mum. Fuck that bitch. Fucking hell. I used to like you, John.
I
But
think he was the guy in the BMW the other day that
Yeah.
crashed into your mum.
she got the poppy in her back window. But yeah, no, like I reached out to this this veterans charity called Building Heroes, and they put me on a college course doing like carpentry, bricklaying, plumbing, painting,
So if
decorating.
you'd
all
have
that
just
sort of
done that from school,
stuff. See, my dad's got a lot to fucking
Yeah,
answer
yeah.
for, mate. But yeah, so I went and did this. I paid that 160 quid every 2 weeks, was going in my car for fuel. And the nearest centre that they had to me was in Trowbridge, Wiltshire fucking college or whatever. So I used to have to drive to Trowbridge every day for college.
in the Renault.
No,
Oh.
Back
me and
to
my
the
wife had
BMW.
already got. Yeah, it was the next one.
Oh, right.
But we'd already got another car by then. So yeah, I was driving. Again, that probably cost me a fortune. I've been alright in the modus. It was cheap to run.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was driving back and forth every day to college.
What an interesting difference, though, in the you had such a small amount to spend, and yet
Yeah.
what you chose to spend it on was so constructive.
It had to be. This was like that. Like I said, that COVID period, like I couldn't even get a job in Tesco because, like, if I'd have applied, like the people were like, "Well, you just leave as soon as the world gets back to
Yeah,
normal."
yeah.
So like, it had to be something that was gonna see me through, like for the rest of my life, and I was gonna get on the tools and be a self-employed chippy, doing like hanging people's doors, skirting architrave, bits
I
and
wouldn't
bobs like
recommend it.
that, right? But no, but it's something I enjoy. I really enjoy making things, doing things. Even now, like at home, like doing DIY in my new house. I built a gate at the weekend, like from scratch, because like I just wanted to do it. So I built a wooden gate on the side of my house just for the fun of it. But like, yeah. So I went back to college and I finished this college course, and then I got another. There's another veterans like I forget what they're bloody called now. But I didn't really get on with them too much. They were all veterans that run like a building company. I forget what they're called now, but they're based like up north. But they were doing a job in Marlborough, so I ended up doing like a load of roofing and that in Marlborough, and first fixing and that. And I found very quickly like my limitations with my shoulder. I couldn't lift my arm above horizontal. So trying to like hold screws and that to screw in like door hinge, like I couldn't lift my arm. I had to have a little hop up. I'm like, I'm not earning any money here doing this 'cause it's taking forever. And someone like said about becoming a site manager. So I was like, all right. So I ended up becoming a trainee assistant site manager for David Wilson Homes. Finishing that, leaving there, becoming an assistant site manager at another house builder, and then going through a few other house builders as you do in construction. You all sort of move around a bit. And now I'm a site manager for a developer. Got my own site. So I've gone from on benefits, no career aspiration or anything. In 4 years, I'm now a site manager. Got my own site in Oxford with my own team, building my own things from scratch. But it took me a lot of knockbacks, setbacks, and crap to get there. But leading on to REORG, so I knew what REORG was from my time serving down in Fremington with the Marines. It was like they used to just be like the Marines charity, and their emblem used to just be the
That's
dagger.
it, yeah.
They've changed
So
over the years.
I've
haven't
got one of their original hats from when it was just the dagger.
they? Nice.
And last year in 2024, I
guess sorry, because Sam,
yeah,
he was
He was in the
he was
Marines,
a
yeah.
Marine, so that's why.
Yeah.
that was the connection.
that's it, yeah. And obviously now they've branched out to do like emergency services and as well as all tri services in the military. But in 2024, January 2024, I had a really traumatic kind of experience, a work situation. I was fired from a company because somebody didn't like me, and it's quite controversial, the situation, but they're in the job I work in, and I think in the world in general. And again, I'm not having a moan at women in construction. I'm really not. But I've worked with a lot of women in construction, and a lot of them are fantastic. One of them, a local lady who lives I don't know if you know, she lives in Newbury, Hungerford or whatever anymore. But she was an assistant when I was a trainee. She now works for the NHBC, so like a warranty company for building. She's like a senior inspector or whatever. Really good, like...
That name strikes fear
It's strike fear in you, does it? Yeah. But no, she was really good, and like you could sort of see she was decent. Another female I had in construction was a lady who... she was my group construction director for Red Rose. She's now a consultant for another house, like national house builder. Again, like I've had women in construction that even now, like today, I was with one on my site.
So you're not a raging
who
sexist.
warranted. No, so I'm not. This is what I mean. I'm not that at all. But the lady in question and the site in question was this lady in construction was an absolute like knew what she was doing to like she knew she was there and could get away with anything because she was ticking the box for them, if you know what I mean. Like she used to get in at 9, leave at 4, never leave her office. Like she was really horrible.
Long hours then.
She was kind of like really nasty. Like whenever you like speak to her, she wasn't a very nice lady. And she accused me of bullying, and I never spoke to her. I barely spoke to her because she was so rude. But yeah, she used to, if anything, she used to like make like horrible comments and remarks about me, which everyone witnessed. But she like accused me of bullying. And I remember it was like an hour before I was due to shut the gate at Christmas at the end of 2023. That flies back, John. It's back.
Fucking kill it.
Yeah. But yeah, I was due to shut the gate for Christmas 2023, which would have been my son's first Christmas. And I get called into the sales office. And there's a laptop on the desk with a woman at the end of it, HR, whatever. That, oh, we're suspending you on suspicion of bullying. And I was like, what? Who? Oh, we can't say anything at the minute. I was like, what? I was like, I haven't done anything. Like, what are you on about? So that like completely ruined my Christmas and New Year. I went into the beginning of 2024 and I got called to a meeting at the head office. And they said, oh, do you know why you're here? And I went in fully loaded, like with support notes and evidence and all this sort of stuff. And
She's
they were
quite
like,
a well-known house builder.
kind of, yeah.
You have to
I'll
tell
tell
me
you after.
Yeah.
And they were basically like, oh, yeah, it's not an investigation anymore. We've concluded our investigation and we found no wrongdoing of bullying or anything like that. I was like, oh, brilliant. Like, great. Like, sound. Like, and they went, but we're terminating your employment with immediate effect and you'll get a week's notice. And I said, why? What have I done? They were like, we don't need to tell you. I was like, well, you do.
Is that not illegal?
Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying. They were like, no, we don't need to tell you. I was like, what? So I raised a grievance against them and I reported them to some other like anti-bullying charity thing or whatever. And I thought, what the hell? Like how have I ended up like in this situation?
It's annoying because you're on a high.
Yeah.
Going through all this shit.
Yeah.
And then it's like all of a sudden it's
yeah,
like...
but that's what it did. It was like the ultimate gut punch.
Yeah, yeah.
And it put me back into a depression at the beginning of last year. And going back to my wife and my son, like, I come home that day and I couldn't even look at my son. Like, he was only a baby. Like, he was born in August, so he would have been like 4 months old or whatever. I couldn't even look at him. He sat in his little chair like, and I was like, I can't even look at him. And like, I didn't tell my wife, but she knew something was up. And she's quite funny, my wife. She always like, whenever there's a situation, she always thinks I'm the problem. Like, because she knows like I'm quite impulsive, I'm quite fiery, I'm quite like, I don't know, I just say it how it is. I don't do filter. I just say what I think. And
yeah, the Royal British Legion know all about that.
yeah, fuck them. Fucking scumbags. But yeah, so we went for a walk one evening and she was like, something's not right, like I can tell. So I just opened up to her, I told her. And originally she was like, oh, what have you done now, for God's sake? I'm on maternity and you've now lost your job and all this. And I thought, I already feel bad enough as it is. Like, I already feel in the gutter.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need you kicking me while I'm down.
You want support.
I need support, yeah. And, like, fair play to her, she did. Like, she always has done. She had her little frustrated moment at me, but she rallied round and she got me through. But I ended up like trying every single place I could think of to get a job, and I went through like veterans Veterans Employment Agency or whatever, all these other things. And then I did find a job, and everything ended up all right. But again, like that year was awful because my son ended up in hospital with gastroenteritis for like a week or whatever. Like he was just throwing up and pooping everywhere. And it just all come at once, and it put me in this like real that deep depression again, and I was bordering on suicide. And again, I reached out through this veterans employment thing. They could tell that guy saved me. I'm convinced of it. The guy on the end of the phone, he like referred me to like speak to someone, and I spoke to them, and then they started the ball rolling, and said, "Oh, have you tried REORG?" And I thought, I know about REORG. Like, I know REORG. Why haven't I like spoken to them? So I reached out to REORG and had a phone call with them. And originally they were going to sign me up for the CrossFit side of it because, again, I knew nothing about jiu-jitsu, and I thought, I'll do the CrossFit thing. Because I was getting like gymming and I was quite fit. I thought, yeah, I'll do CrossFit. But none of the
this comes on to this now.
none of the
yeah.
CrossFit gyms locally would sign up to REORG.
Yeah.
Like none of them.
Fuck them guys.
Stick them in the same like dirty bin as the Royal British.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. They can go fuck
So
themselves.
when I was told
Faction
that, when you
CrossFit,
first told
Free
me
Soul,
that-
if you're listening.
well, yeah, because so I don't know.
And
what
Kieran, who
the
is
ins and
a
outs-
Free Soul,
which is awkward.
I
right?
tell him all the time when I see him. I'm
he's
like,
actually left now,
mate.
isn't he?
No, he has left. Now,
Yeah,
so
Good.
you can say what you want.
Good, fuck you, Kieran. No, he's actually a really nice guy. Yeah, like,
The
he
weird
is really
thing
sound.
is, I think the guy who runs it or who he sold it to trains. Like, I think he's a purple belt.
Oh, fuck.
Someone
No,
told me
sorry,
he's a purple belt.
really sorry.
Supposed to be a purple belt. Even
No, I got you.
Yeah, thanks, Mason.
Mason's a purple belt.
Yeah.
You're
Sorry,
safe.
anyway,
But,
but
yeah.
that. So when I think you told me that, or Bernie
Yeah.
might have told me
I
that.
told
but-
Bernie that, yeah.
Yeah, and I was flabbergasted.
Yeah, they tried Aldermaston, Thatcham, Free Soul, Marlborough said yes, but I was like,
That's a long way away.
I'm not driving to Marlborough twice a week just for
Yeah.
like to go to CrossFit
Down the road
classes.
from my house.
I was like, nah, I'm not like. So then after like a few months of them trying to get me on something through REORG, they were like, "Do you want to try jiu-jitsu?" And I went, and I was absolutely, I was having therapy. Like I started 2024 at the end of January having therapy twice a week.
Is that the first time you've had?
Yeah,
Therapy.
it was the first time I had talking therapies.
Who was
And-
that through?
That was actually through the NHS.
Oh, right.
Because they do a thing called Op Courage now. So if you're a veteran, you can go through Op Courage and they'll sign. I think you get 20 free talking therapy sessions, and
Yeah.
you can select who. They give you a list of therapists and like bios now. You can select them. So
Did you ever find that helped?
yes, massively,
right.
massively. Like,
See, I've never dealt with therapy well.
I find
I've never tried it, but I've been told I should.
I find
you
it's
told me quite a few times.
I tell you on a weekly basis.
it depends. It depends if your connection to someone.
Yeah.
Right? Like the lady I had was probably the right person I needed at the time I needed her because I was so miserable and fed up. She was a bit of a shining light. Every week I got excited to speak to her. So it was twice a week to start with, and then it went to like once a week, and then it went to once every 2 weeks, and then whatever for a few months. And then, like I said, and then like I was waiting to get loaded onto the real thing. Then my therapy with her finished, funny enough, in August, end of July last year. And then I started with Newbie BJJ in the beginning of August. But yeah, when REORG were like, "Do you want to try the jiu-jitsu?" I was like, "Oh, fucking like, what the fuck even is that? Like, what even is
Just
that?"
Google
Like,
gay porn.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, good idea.
Funny enough. So anyway, Sam, who obviously started REORG and stuff like that. I'd obviously known of Mark Ormerod from being in the military. Like everybody, anywhere I think knows of Mark Ormerod. Like, never met the guy, but a fantastic, like just from the outside looking in, an amazing person. And Sam, I had a phone call with Sam, and he was like chatting to me, asking me about like just general questions about me, my military service, my mental sort of state. And he said, "So what do you know about jiu-jitsu?" And I said, "Absolutely nothing, mate." And he said, He said, "Oh, it's like the best way to think it." He said, "It's the real boring stuff you see on UFC when they're rolling around on the floor." And I thought, okay, like, yeah, all right. And he goes, "So if you're up for it, like, there's a club near you, we'll give it a go, and all that sort of stuff." I thought, right, brilliant. And I was absolutely shit scared. And I did boxing from like teenager all the way through, did a bit in the army and stuff like that. So combat sports and that does not bother me. But I'd done karate when I was a kid for like, I don't even know how long I did it. I fucking hated it. Standing there going, yeah, and like getting told off for talking and stuff like that. I was like, fuck this, like I've got no time for this. So I didn't want it to be like that. In my mind, I'm thinking, I'm seeing them all in the gi. I'm thinking, oh my God, is it going to be like a lot of meditation again, like you do at karate?
It's strange because it's quite, when you say jiu-jitsu, it sounds quite traditional martial arts.
I love that. I'll come on to it in a minute, but I love that it's the sort of the black sheep. Yeah, it's the rogue of the martial arts. Yeah, it is. It's for anyone out there who wants to do a martial arts something but doesn't really know what they want to do. Doesn't want all the stupidity. Yeah. It's like, it is like the anti-hero of martial arts.
Normally helps if you're a bit on the spectrum.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, fucking right. I mean, that's a different story with some of the people we have. But yeah, you suplex anyone, ladies? I've not seen it in a while. But yeah, no. So Sam put me on the real thing, and then the next time I know, like a couple of days later, I get a gi. Turn up at my house, I get shorts, rash guards, so they're all real branded and stuff like that. And I thought,
that's a lot of stuff. That's no small thing.
And I thought, fucking hell, I've got to go now. Like, they've given me all the kit. So like, then Bernie reached out to me because obviously he gets the go ahead through REORG. So he reached out to me about going, and I was really unwell at the time. I remember I was away in Cornwall and I was really ill. And I come back and I was like, I think I had like a chest infection or something. I was like, nah. And though I ended up coming when Bernie was on holiday and Sean was taking class. And it was like the hottest day of the year last year. And I turned up and I was like, my first partner was Frankie, like French Frankie. Yeah. Although apparently he's not French, he's from South Africa apparently, but he sounds pretty fucking French to me. Frank. He's French, right?
Yeah, he's French.
100% French. Yeah, me and Bernie were having this conversation.
He's literally saved in my phone as French Frank.
Yes, 100%, right? Because he was telling me he lived in Paris for a bit.
Someone
and stuff
telling
like
you porcupines, no?
No, it was Bernie. Bernie was convinced he was from South Africa. I was like, no, mate. I'm pretty sure he's French.
Let's speak to Frank.
Yeah, but like, sorry, I trained with Frank, and he was literally like we're doing, I don't know what you call it. He was like surfing. Like on my chest, just like gliding all over me, and he's like not exactly that light either, is he? And I thought, what the fuck? Like, what is it? And I do remember at the end of that session, I was hooked. Like I remember sitting when like there was like sparring at the end. I remember just sitting there looking like eyes like, this is amazing.
Oh, you must have been watching me.
I don't even know if you were there.
You can tell when someone's penny is dropping.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing that in you.
Yeah.
I remember with you when you'd only been doing it like a couple of weeks, and then it was like you just turn up and you're like, I'm not training today. I've got like a little niggle, but I'm just coming to watch. And I was like, fucking hell, this guy's only been here like 2 weeks.
Where everything comes together.
Yeah.
Right.
I learned, so it's weird as it is, as a newbie to jiu-jitsu, sitting and watching those sessions, because I got that, what did I get? I done my back in Bernie's warm-up trying to lift fucking one of the guys doing a fireman carry, and I slipped on the MMA guy's sweat on the floor, and literally I went to lift, just slipped in the sweat, I was like absolutely stoved in.
Thinking, what have we done to him?
Yeah, and I was like on the floor in the corner, like I can't actually stand up. I was like, what the fuck is it? And then Tommy nutted me one time in a warm-up, gave me that black eye, proper black eye. I was like, I've not even done really any jiu-jitsu.
That was on purpose, so.
Nah, maybe. He probably thought fucking puff, like, was doing. But yeah, like, literally just in the warm-ups, I kept getting injured. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? But I just remember, like, that on that REORG 60, you have to come at least twice a week. So even if I couldn't train, I'd have to go. But I got hooked with just going. like, and watching, and I learnt so much just from watching, like, and just asking questions. And then obviously when I was on the 365, like, I just kept the same sessions. I still do now, try and go Monday and Saturday, and go all the way through. But like, for me, like, my journey with jiu-jitsu, like, I'm a 2-stripe white belt, so I completed it. I basically don't need to do it anymore. Fucking who needs to do it anymore when you've got 2 stripes and twice as dangerous, right?
That's the same as Sam. People think he's black belt.
Exactly. So you don't need to do it anymore. You completed it, right? But yeah, like, and again, I don't just say this. I've said this to you all off podcast, off camera, whatever. But like, the community I've found at Newbie BJJ, like, is the most welcoming, friendly, accepting bunch of retards that we could ever get. We are all so different, but so alike.
Yeah.
It's like really weird. Like, it kind of filled a hole in my life that I didn't know needed filling. And like, I can go there regardless whether I had a shit day, a good day, whatever. And just, even if I don't train well, like, I can just go and feel better for being around the people that we have there.
Sometimes though, when you've had a shit day and then you go there and you get absolutely fucking smashed,
Yeah,
and
it
you're
does
like,
fuck you off.
Yeah, but
even more.
no, but you're like, well, it could be worse then.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I think you choked me out like 12 times in that when we were on the other week. Yeah. Like, I think it was like, it must have been about that, because I was like, right, go again, reset. Like, and I did it the other day with John Harrison. Like, he got me with like 3 rear naked chokes, like, in like 5 minutes. I was like, I don't like you, John. But no, I really like John Harrison. I don't get involved with him that much, and that's why I made a point to go over to him the other night.
He's
the other day.
Probably quite a good person for you to roll with.
I just love the way he works and operates. He's very like methodical, very not slow, but very. Everything he does is for a purpose. He doesn't like flap. He doesn't like panic inside.
Certainly since his purple belt, he's become very intentional, which I think
loves his pressure as well.
Really good.
He was good. But like, going back to the people at the club, and I'd like this is what I want to get moving forward for. So REORG have reached out to me since finishing my 365 to become a REORG ambassador. I have no idea what that means moving forward. Hopefully they'll come back to me and whatever. I know we've got another guy, I think, just started.
Yeah, he's on the 60.
He's on the 60. I've not met him yet. But Tom, yeah. But as someone who was the first at Newbie BJJ and have seen it all the way through, like, I can't thank you all enough, especially like Bernie and all you guys who do coaching and doing this. Not so much you, Mason, because
I knew there was something coming.
what even do I get out of watching you train other than you like stand on my chest or whatever?
12 times in one round.
Put your 60 kg feet through my chest.
I'm making it 15 times next time.
But like, no, like, I can't thank everyone enough at Newbie BJJ for the reception I've got, because I was really worried. Even now, like, I don't let on to most people about this, but even now I get anxious and nervous when I go, and like, sometimes it's a good anxious and nervous, and I'm like, yeah, fucking can't wait.
Sometimes it's hard to tell.
Between anticipation,
Excitement and anxiety feel very similar.
I don't like rolling with people I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm the same, and
I tend to roll. I really don't like when Bernie sometimes goes, right, change new partner, and I'm like, who do I like here? Who do I know?
You find a couple like training partners that you like to mingle with, and you try and stick with them.
Yeah, so it's like John Vickers.
Yeah,
he's become
you've
such a close bond with John Vickers. Like, it's funny, like, my little corner, I say, but it's not mine, I'm newbie there, but the little corner that I train in, I say this like all the time, like, we don't mingle with anyone else, like, in our corner. So it started off, it's me and John, I think, are the only white belts still left in the corner, because Matt Dickinson got blue belt, Gregor got blue belt, Tommy got his blue belt, Callum, Charlie, like, all the people that like welcomed me in and have trained with and stuff like that. It's just me and John Vickers left, like, at white belt. So I'm a long way off, like, getting any other belts yet. But like I said, me and John Vickers have become like really close. Like, we went to the REORG Open and competed. Like, we went together. What a fucking experience that was.
Do you find when you see, like, you don't want to train with other people so much because you like have that group that you want to train with, is it the same for rolling, sparring, or is it just for like drilling techniques?
So I don't mind doing drilling techniques with other people because everyone has something unique to offer.
No.
it's just I find like I don't know. I find my anxiety goes up a bit when it's like someone new.
You have to find someone new, and you're just, oh, shit.
And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I still get it. Like, I don't like change, if that makes sense. Like, I like the creature comforts, but
it depends on your mood as well. Because like sometimes I'll come into a Monday and be like, I just want to train with Mason because I can't really be bothered.
You can do with an easy round. That's
I must admit,
have
like,
a chat and stuff.
But there's an element of
Everybody's favourite rest round.
I do like rolling with you, to be fair, Mason. Like, you absolutely annihilate me, but I genuinely learn something every time. I quite love it.
He's so smug right now.
Bless him. You do naturally have...
The only thing you'll get from me at the moment is ringworm.
Yeah. Mate, that's the only thing I haven't got since doing jiu-jitsu.
Why
not?
Come to me.
I've had all the injuries and everything else. Why not?
But you do naturally have people that you bond with, and sometimes it's people who like started around the same time as you, but then other times it's just you'll get that in any group of people. You will find people who you just happen to
Naturally
gravitate
click
towards,
with,
and that changes over time too, based on all kinds of stuff. Can you, like, you've given us a really good comprehensive story up to starting jiu-jitsu. Can you, like, carry on your story a little bit from starting?
I mean, in terms of like within jiu-jitsu or just life in general?
Everything.
So REORG 100% saved my life. Like, and not, I can't like REORG's the name of it, but it's you guys from Newbie BJJ that have actually made the difference. Since doing jiu-jitsu, like it's like I said, it's filled a hole that I didn't really know I needed filling. Those big butt Latinas just come back to me.
Not cutting it.
They come back to me, I tell you. But like,
What are you into at the moment?
yeah, skinny butt Latinas. But yeah, no, like it's been funny. Like the year and a bit long journey with jiu-jitsu and REORG and stuff like that. Like, so within REORG, they set you goals that you have to achieve. So you have to attend 2 sessions a week. You set a short, a medium, and a long-term goal. So my short-term goal was to earn a stripe on my white belt. My medium-term goal was to compete at the REORG Open, and my long-term goal was to compete at the in-house competition. I missed the in-house competition because it was too soon to me starting.
Don't worry, there's one coming up.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't want to do it. So I have got it penciled in for the end of this year.
Now we know.
Yeah. Mate, I'm fat. No one's in my bracket. Like, let's face it. I'm not. Get that guy from Urso back. He can come down. But he's a blue belt now, so he can do one. But he's actually, the worst thing about that, I'll come on to that. He was actually a really nice guy. But yeah, so my short-term goal was get a stripe. Medium goal was compete at the REORG Open. I competed at the REORG Open, and I've got 2 stripes on my belt. So I've hit 2 of my 3 goals. My third one I will hit near the end of the year. But as I started progressing, just getting that first stripe, like I was fully not expecting that. Like I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, am I actually done something right? Like,
it's such a buzz. Like, it's just this little bit of tape, but it means so much.
I know. It was it literally was like it was the ultimate acceptance of being welcomed into the club. Do you know what I mean? Like getting that first stripe. Yeah, that first stripe was like, I'm accepted by my peers. I'm one of them. And then
you've joined the cult.
Yeah, but like, and then obviously like going through and obviously doing the REORG Open, like I ended up in hospital 2 days after the REORG Open. I shouldn't have even competed. How the hell I even went there, I have no idea.
You were ill.
Ask John Vickers, mate. Like I was in the car, like on the way there, I was out of it. Like I was in bed the days before. Did that competition. How I even managed to stand up, I have no idea. I was in the sports hall.
I'm surprised your arm ended up all right by the end.
Like I said, I can't feel it now. And do you not see? I watched the video back. The guy tried doing it one way, and I'm just like, I was quite fine. I was like, you crack on. And then he did it the other way, and I was like, yeah, I'm kind of right. But it was the pressure he was exerting on my chest. I just couldn't breathe. And eventually I was like, I've got to tap out here. But yeah, going in the ultra heavyweight category, bearing in mind I'm like 100 kg, I'm not exactly like Michelin Man, but like in jiu-jitsu terms, I'm fat. Like, but I was like looking at my bracket, thinking, oh yeah, there, he looks right in the photo. He don't look too bad. And then obviously because they only release the weigh-ins once you've weighed in, so I weighed in like in my gi 102 or something. I can't remember how much that Ian was. He was like 117 or something, and then the other guy was 129 kg.
I've competed in that bracket before, and that was my first competition, and they just love to sit on you and just smother and just squish.
Sounds
that
familiar,
sounds
doesn't
really,
it?
really
Excuse me,
familiar.
I dropped the weight and I still do it.
Yeah. So what you're saying is if I drop the weight and I smother, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, that REORG Open like was a massive blur. Like I did like my shoulder, like it just like popped. I did hear a pop. Like before I tapped, but the ref didn't see. But I couldn't speak.
The Brazilian tap then.
Yeah. No, I did. I was actually like that on the chest, but I was like, in the first one, I tapped him on the backside because I was like, "Good job, mate." But like he was. I don't even know what it was. He turned around and ended up sitting and putting his arse on my chest and trying to like bend my arm back, and then I just was like, "No, I can't." And then the second one where my arm, like my shoulder popped, like he was just sat on me the whole time, like on my chest, and I was like, big 229 kg Welsh wizard just sat on me. I'm like,
different if it was one of those big
Yeah.
Latinas.
I know. That's what I was praying for. Was that not what? It's Brazilian jiu-jitsu for a reason, right? Do you not get the Latinas with it? But
Again, wait till you get your blue belt.
that's it. Yeah. But yeah, like they were just sat. He was sat on my chest, and then he just like bent my arm back, and I heard his pop. But my arm was trapped under because I was trying to frame, and all I could hear was Bernie going, "Get your left elbow to your left knee," and I'm like, "Fucking!" I've got like a fucking fridge on me, like so I can't move.
There's a video on the internet of a girl in competition, and the coach is like, "You do this with your left arm." She's like, "I don't know my fucking left and right."
I wasn't that bad, but yeah, I remember the referee. I remember looking at him when I was tapping, thinking, but my mouth had dried out and I couldn't talk because I had my gum shield in. But like my left arm was trapped on his on my where I was trying to frame, but he pulled that arm out, so I was trying to frame with this one. And the ref was at my head here. I got my gum shield, my mouth dry. Like I said, I was really ill. I had pneumonia, but I didn't know it at the time. But I had pneumonia. And I'm like, my arms get bent back or whatever. And I was like that. And I was like looking at him and I was like, and then eventually, I looked up at him, tall, dark haired guy with like a beard or whatever. He was like looking around the room at the other fights, like on the other mats.
They do that a lot.
I was like, and then I felt this like pop in my arm, and like I was like, like that. And then eventually he saw and like called it off and that, but I couldn't feel my arm, like my whole arm had gone numb. I couldn't feel it, and obviously then they put an ice pack on it and like strapped it up my belt, whatever. And I thought, well, I got a bronze medal just for turning up anyway. I'll take that. But
everyone loves a default medal.
That's it. I got the default medal. The fact I even got there, mate, that's a win for me.
Well, that actually is a win.
Yeah, 100%.
You had to deal with all the fucking anxiety surrounding it.
Yeah.
Like, how am I going to do? What's going to happen? It is scary. It's a new, different, just getting there. You have competed and you've beat everyone else who's not there.
Yeah, I genuinely love that experience at Rio. I thought that was I've not done any others, but that was a really good competition. I thought and
introduction into it.
Yeah, and one of the things I've loved. One of my other goals I set for Rio was to train at another gym, and we went to do it at Urso, and that Tarek from Urso, right? He's such a fucking gem of a bloke.
But he's really big into the REORG. He's
an ambassador, yeah. And so when we went there, obviously that day my shoulder came out, he came over to help me. I'd lost to his guy before, that Ian, and then I lost that Welsh guy, and you could see my shoulder's done, and he came over and helped and put ice on it and was having a chat and that and everything. Just such genuine, a proper gem of a bloke. And then obviously when we went over to Urso and that, I rolled with him and stuff like that, and he's just a funny character. Like, he was like, roll that way. And I was like, I'm deaf in my right ear. I normally wear a hearing aid. I was like, couldn't really hear what he was trying to tell me. He's like, roll that way. And I was like, what? And then I looked down and I can't remember if it was you and Sean against the wall, like, roll that way or whatever. So I rolled it and he was like, thank God. Like, finally. I was like, oh, right. Like, but yeah, he was like, to go to Urso. I found Urso, I think I said this to Tarek after, like, all of his guys I roll with there have the same, like, the same go-to game. Love pressure, very like they all got the same sort of submissions, a lot of pressure. They kind of stick to what they're drilled. Well. Yeah, like and there's a guy who's again big with REORG who runs Combat Fuel.
Yes.
Alex, absolute lovely bloke. Like I've messaged him a couple of times because I buy his products, like beforehand. Like I was buying his products and that, and then I realised he did jiu-jitsu as well, and
because I think he's quite a similar level to you in jiu-jitsu.
He's too shy white belt, I think. But he competed at a competition in Swindon from what I saw on his socials and like won like every fight bar one. And he was like literally only been doing it like a couple of months. And I thought
he's quite a specimen.
He's athletically like he is a monster. But like I rolled with him when we went to Urso that night. And again, like a lot of pressure, good skill level, like for like same sort of level as me. But again, just really nice guy. But like that Ian, who I lost to at the real comp, I think I'd have preferred it if they were dicks that I lost to. But both the guys I lost to couldn't have been the nicest people in the world.
You'll find that with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I was like, everyone, like, because normally when I used to box, it was full of like, can I say travellers? It was full of travellers. And like people would just proper like fucking.
It's so
scrap.
different.
Yeah,
and
a bit rough and ready.
The first time, if you competed in any other like striking combat sports, and then you go to a jiu-jitsu comp, you're like, what's going on? It's like real Twilight Zone-y.
You end up
Everyone's
sharing
so fucking
socials,
nice to
like
each
chatting
other.
and
Yeah,
everything.
I mean, I must admit, since starting jiu-jitsu, I follow loads of people from jiu-jitsu on social media now, just to grow like my network. But going through like the whole
Brazilians.
Nah, no Latinas, unfortunately. I need to speak to you. You've been travelling jet setting Mexico and all that.
Yeah,
maybe
he's your man.
Maybe you're the guy. Do you fancy a trip to see some big booty Latinas? But we can arrange it. My wife don't need to know.
I love my wife.
Yeah,
I
my
love her
wife
so
don't
much.
need to know.
But,
Be like, I'm just going on this jiu-jitsu camp. But I've lost my train of thought now. What I was saying. I can't remember.
Doesn't matter. So
Yeah,
what
big
is
booty
your
Latinas.
so what does the rest of your life look like now?
It's just amazing. Obviously, I'm a dad with a 2-and-a-bit-year-old. Like
2 stripes.
2 stripes. That's it. 2 stripes. 2-year-old kid. Yeah, life's just great, mate. Like at the minute, like I'm just really enjoying life. Still gonna now I've finished the Real 365. I'm still gonna come training. I'm still gonna, become a member, and obviously leads us on to the Real Rollathon on the 18th. So.
How many hours you plan on doing?
I'm going to do as much as I can whilst being a parent. So my plan is to do from 10 till sort of 5-ish, 6-ish.
that's what I said.
Go home, do bath time, bedtime,
Exactly what I said.
come back,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do
through the night.
Yeah,
maybe go back in the morning
Yeah.
while he wakes up, and then come back to try and finish
that's
off in
what
the
I
day.
said. Yeah.
I'm going to try and do as much as I can. I think it's important for me to be there for the night shift and for when it finishes and when it starts.
Yeah, 'cause I
As
think
someone
there's-
from Reorg.
There's like 5, I think, ish of us that are planning on doing the whole 24, and I think the biggest stint and the hardest bit will be
It's
that
like
sort of-
midnight till 4, 5.
Did I
Yeah.
see Bernie's put a seminar in for 3 a.m. or something? I see something like a
No, I
seminar
said
at
that
3
to
a.m.
you, yeah.
I can hope not.
Yeah,
I thought I
it'll
saw,
be
like,
doing it.
on your own.
I'm
You
doing
and John
one at
Harrison.
like 9 p.m.
That might be.
So Tarek's doing one at like 11.
Oh, Tarek's doing. That's
Yeah.
class. Love that.
He's doing it at the start. Then Bernie's doing one at I think 5 or 6 p.m. Then I've got one at 9 p.m.
We'll put the Just Giving links, the donate links.
Have you
under
got
the
your
YouTube.
own one?
I have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
we'll
we'll
put that in the
So-
I
description.
was trying to raise more money than John, but
You
then
can
Bernie was
choose.
like, "Oh, he's doing quite well." I was like,
Let's.
I do have some cash that's meant to be coming through, but I'm
He's
still
been
waiting for
going
that.
around giving it cash out to
"Is your
everyone
mum been?
saying-
It's meant to be for the British Legion, but your mum's doing it for real." Oh, I like that.
bingo.
I like her now. I regret crashing into her. No.
We'll put your link
Yeah.
and maybe John's link under the video.
No.
Yeah, like I said,
Nah,
just
fuck John's.
just in terms of like REORG though, the help they give, like through sort of REORG, it's kind of opened up a community of veterans and emergency service people. Like obviously I did an interview for them after the competition. I don't really remember what I said because I was completely fucking out of it. Like I say, 2 days later I was in Basingstoke Hospital with pneumonia or whatever. I was like, ooh. But no, it was suspected meningitis or whatever they thought I had. Don't even know. But yeah, like just the sort of support like you get for REORG. Like I went down to Through Dark.
I was going to say that, yeah.
And I bought I got some gear from them, and they've got like a mat down there. And like the guys down there, like they love no gi, I think, more than gi, from the guys that I was chatting to and stuff like down there.
Nonsense.
But
I thought you were going to say something else.
yeah, but like no, they were
Nonsense.
yeah, but no, they've like again their equipment. Like I know REORG have deals with lots of different like brands for jiu-jitsu, but like just that sort of network in itself is quite like nice to give back, because you buy stuff from Tatami, Through Dark, Progress, whoever. Scramble.
Yeah.
The money like goes. Mate, if you can buy that crap, you definitely can.
Crap.
That unathletic
I
stuff.
cancel this podcast.
That's it. Wearing t-shirts say steroids on them.
With like stuff like
I might have that one now.
Sam, don't even. Yeah, wait.
with like
Don't choke.
I think for a while I haven't had any motivation to like compete or anything like that. But with like the 24-hour rollathon, like doing it for REORG, I know how much like jiu-jitsu helps people.
Yeah.
Just through like my own experiences, and then hearing your story and other people's,
Yeah.
it's like it's the only thing that's given me drive to actually put some effort in, lose some weight, get fit to like do as much as I can.
Yeah.
For the
No,
24.
it's interesting, like, because again, like, not that I'd like to, like, you know, if REORG, I do become a REORG ambassador or whatever, like, great, like, I'd love that.
Yeah.
Because like I have no doubt, especially in the area we live, right, where you got an army barracks up the road,
Surrounded.
you know, we've got loads around where we are,
We've got
right?
like police college.
The fact that I'm the first one through the door for Newbury for real, considering we're on the A34 M4 corridor.
Yeah, we could have got someone
Like,
a bit better, couldn't we?
You could have been blessed. You pulled the short straw.
Why didn't we get combat fuel guy?
Yeah.
Give me the supplement.
Yeah. But like no, like just that I, you know, the help that REORG has given and to introduce me in this pathway, 100% saved my life. 100% like would not be here without them. And I know there'll be people out there who equally are struggling, equally like need something like this, but don't know they need it.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know I needed it. Like I say, I didn't have a fucking clue what. I still think I don't. I genuinely know what it is now. Like I turn up, I roll around in pajamas, resting other men with other men's fucking sweat and
Sometimes
crotches
shorts.
all over them. Like, and I'm still like, I go home with a smile on my face, thinking
Sounds like
this is
heaven.
amazing.
We are the
yeah. You are the big
big
booty
bar.
Latinas.
Yeah.
That's you guys. Yeah. But like I say, just with REORG, I can't promote them enough. I can't thank them enough. I just want to raise as much money and awareness through this 24-hour rollathon as possible, and I just want it to go really well. I want the club to do well from it. I want everybody who takes part to enjoy it, and it to be like an amazing atmosphere. Like, and just for Bernie, like again, I don't know Bernie as well as you guys know Bernie, right? Especially like Mason,
Lucky guy.
like you guys go back. Yeah, but like you guys go back way, like, but like he's just such he's just a real stand-up guy. Like, he's just solid. Like, and for someone who struggles and stuff like that, he's like Batman. He's not the hero you want. He's the hero you need.
No, he only wore that mask when he had problems with his nose.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. But yeah, no, like he's been amazing. Like for me to have someone like, because I feel a bit bad for him. Like, he's kind of been lumbered with me in a sense, because at the end of every session I have to scan the QR code to say I've attended, and I end up like, I think he looks up when he's trying to pack his gear away, and he looks up, he's like, fuck's sake, him again. Like, he's waiting for me
I've saved it
again.
into my favourites now, so I can just go straight to it.
Yeah,
That's
But
what
like,
I've
I
had to
think-
do,
yeah.
because I've got Tom that comes to my classes.
Yeah.
So like I have to get it out all the time.
But that's
scan.
61. Don't get them
Yeah.
mixed up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's funny, like I
Didn't
say.
you do that?
Yeah, I did.
But I think
it didn't work. And I was
Yeah.
like, fuck.
I think he probably feels like after sessions there's me like fucking lingering around all the time. Like, I mean, the other day on Monday night when I was scanned, he goes, "Do you even need to say?" And I went, "This is the last time, last one." And he was like, "Why didn't you say so?" I was like, "What? I don't know." Like,
I would
what
have
do
given
want
you
me
a
to
Shark
say?
Tank or
Yeah,
something.
I was like, yeah, thanks. I was like, "What do you want me to say? Like, do I get a blue belt after it?" But like, like I say, going back to Bernie, like, absolute top bloke. What he does at Newbury BJJ, like, he is just a absolute genuine, amazing man. The time he gives and stuff like
Fucking hell,
that.
he's
Like,
gonna love this one.
no, but like, no, but I think like behind great clubs like this, you need people like that. Like, and it doesn't go a lot. I mean, I've been involved in like sports clubs and stuff like that, and like the real sort of stalwarts of those clubs go unnoticed quite easily. And then it becomes expected that you're going to do it. Like, you know, whereas he literally is Newbury BJJ, isn't he? Like, he is jiu-jitsu in Newbury. Like,
Yeah,
It's
I
like the
think
thing as well, is like when people don't turn up and then like he'll send you a message and just be like, "You good?" Like,
Yeah.
Notices that you're not there or whatever. And it's
I mean,
like,
I've not trained a lot lately. I haven't had any offering for a while. Fucking, other than one today for money. So
no, that's right. That's the other thing.
I'm gonna get you.
yeah.
First thing,
But-
like what he's built from the start, like from when I first joined, there was only a few of you. Like Sam was one of the main ones back then, but like just the vibe, the community, the people that's been drawn in, and just like built this sort of bubble, which just helps people into the.
Lots of people
Yeah.
describe it as a family.
Yeah,
It really is, yeah. It's weird, like I must admit, like I say, like the different characteristics we've got within the club, like
Don't name names. I know who you're thinking of.
nah. Do you?
Probably.
Yeah.
There is a spectrum,
Yeah.
Yes.
and it's
Family
it's
is a spectrum.
everywhere and everyone.
Yeah.
yeah, fuck Tadas,
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
Gracie Bar,
See-
bitch.
Yeah. But yeah, like yeah, I know you think I'm on about. But, funny enough, I actually talking about that person.
Oh god.
I actually think they've turned a corner from the bit I've seen.
I still don't know who you're.
I'll tell you after.
You can tell me later.
But yeah,
I'll tell you
I
now. Hang on.
you know, I think they have turned a corner from where they were, or when they first come. I think the light is slowly going up. It's like one of those oil lamps that you have to turn up.
The interesting thing is that we say a lot, and it's almost become cliche to say like everyone's on their own journey. That's going to be really annoying in the background. That fly, sorry. And it's interesting. I think it's really important and powerful for people like you. Trying to look at him while I speak to him.
Oh, sorry.
Instead of your big butt.
Big Latina,
Latina
butt.
But it's important, I think, for people to share their stories and their journeys because it is different for everyone. Like even someone with a similar experience to you, that went well.
If you get a water leak there, now, you saw one.
We all saw it.
Yeah. But yeah,
But I think your story and certain elements of your story will connect to lots of
Resonate with them.
people, and I think it is that community, family, and not all jiu-jitsu clubs have that.
No,
I've spoken to lots of people and I've trained in places where, and next week's episode actually after you because it's been mixed, we track them at different times, but you were talking about it being a family.
Oh, which one comes out first? Oh, right.
Ross says, yeah.
result. Finally, I get some first.
Do you
Don't get bronze medal. Just return it
feel
up.
like if your other life, like the rest of your life, took a turn, do you feel like you could reach out
Oh, 100%.
to us or to anyone at the club?
100%. Like, I mean, I make jokes and that with Mason. I think like I've got a weird relationship with Mason in the sense of I know where you lived.
Yeah, can I tell you a side story? This is really random. So we were out on a social once, weren't we?
It was
Stay still.
it was the what's it called?
The Christmas party,
The cross
wasn't it?
peas, Crees, wasn't it?
Yeah, and Brooke was there, and we were just chatting, and then so like obviously I've never met Ross before other than jiu-jitsu, and we were just chatting with me, and you were like, "Where do you live then?" I was like, "Oh, Hungerford." He's like, "Whereabouts?" And then I started explaining. He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "What? Do you know where I'm on about?" He's like, "Yeah." And then anyway, I was like, "Yeah, you go up there, you turn left," and he was like, "That's where I lived."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "What?" And then basically he lived
Next door
to where I live now.
I remember this.
Yeah. And
So,
then
yeah.
and then he was like, we were talking about it, and it was like all the same, and it was quite weird, wasn't it? But
it was very weird, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
because we basically, so like they moved out, and then we like moved in.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean?
yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's just quite funny. It was, but again, like random place, random time, and
Yeah.
like that. Even that little connection made me feel at ease, like with you and like other people that we had like something so small as that as a common factor was like another thing to like talk about. And I mean, like the fact I turned up to that Christmas, 'cause it was after the in-house comp, I think, went for the lunch or whatever. Like just to go to stuff like that, like. I think that's very important. Again, with someone who struggles with like mental health, aside from like rolling on the mats, because some people literally train
And then
they
leave.
go on the mat, they're
Yeah.
out the door, they don't really the community and the social for me, which is why I still come when I don't train. It's more important than anything. Like it's that community
is-
of the club.
Which is really good. Stay really still. On the scheme, the reorg, where you scan in, it's like you don't have to turn up and train because you have to take into account you could be injured, could be XYZ,
Exactly,
like
yeah.
staff, all that shit. But
Who's got stuff?
you still have to turn up and keep turning up, which I think encourages that element.
Yeah, it's yeah, because you have to when you do they do monitor it. Like I remember there was like a week or a month when I was below my allotted things, but it turned out my barcode thing didn't scan.
That's probably
Like-
Sam scanning the wrong way.
So like I was like I've been there. It was a time when I was doing your Friday morning.
Oh,
Bernie's,
fucking John. Of course it's John's
no,
fault.
because I never scanned with you. I
No.
used to do it with Bernie's class at lunchtime twice. So I did John's in the morning, Bernie's at lunchtime on a Friday, 2 on a Saturday morning, and I did a Monday night. I was doing 5 a week,
I remember John couldn't.
and I was
sit.
scanning them.
You stacked them at the same time. Do you reckon they thought you were trying to cheat the system?
I don't know, but like I was doing it, and then I got an email from them saying you've not reached your allotted amount of sessions this month. Like you need to attend because it costs money and this that, and the other. This could be used for somebody else, and I felt awful. I'm like, I've literally been like 5 sessions a week. Like I've got too much washing of geese that I can't keep up with. Like how many sessions I've been to. Like
Yeah.
I swear to God, I've been going. So I had to email them like, no, I have been going. And so now, like when I well not anymore, but when I was scanning it, you get an email to say you've scanned it, like thank you for logging your session. So I was like really paranoid. Like if I didn't get an email through straight away, I was like doing it again, and then it would come through. So I do think there was a weird glitch, but maybe it did think like I was trying to do too many. But that was when I was getting ready for that comp. I was trying to do as many sessions as possible with as many different people to try and learn something different. And now I've got my go-to thing that I try and get everyone with, but it's not been successful yet. But I'm
Probably
still
work
trying.
on that then.
I'm still
That's the
trying.
whole story, mate.
Mate, it's so funny. Like
that's your life now.
because I've not been around because I've moved house and that and changed jobs and that. When I come back on Monday night again, I train with John Vickers, and like we did this thing, and he was like, "If you dare loop choke me, and then literally it's my go-to thing. Obviously, you taught me,
Disgust.
yeah."
I've created monsters with that.
Yeah,
So-
literally, I love it, and I try it all the time. And I've got another one, my fallback, if that one don't work, but I'm not telling what it is.
Mother's milk.
No, but yeah, I absolutely love doing it, and like, I think it's been successful once with someone, but like,
keep trying.
Yeah, but
That's
it's
because Sam taught it.
yeah, but it's like I love doing it, but like it's quite funny. Just every time I like train with him, he's like, "Stop it!" Like I'm like, I'm gonna keep doing it until it works. Even if someone gives it to me, and I'm just gonna keep doing it.
Like early days, Sam showed it to my brother Sam.
I remember you
And-
telling me, yeah.
Yeah, and he just used it through the whole of white belt pretty much. He
That's
would
what
like
I'm trying.
at the start of like a match, he would like slap and bump, and he would leave his leg out, and he would hold the lapel nice and loose, and then as soon as they go for like a single leg on him, just straight into it.
Yeah.
I tried
That's
it
where
once
I went wrong. I didn't leave the
We'll
leg
work
out.
on it, Ross.
I didn't leave the leg out.
because it
I was
worked. Because it worked so well for him.
Yeah, that's it.
Because it worked so well for him, I tried it once at a comp and like left my leg out, and the guy whispered to me, and was like, "You're right," because he thought like I had a limp or something, because I was just way too obvious with it.
Oh dear.
Right, well,
Yeah, we've been going for over 2 hours.
Oh shit!
So
That is
Good.
the longest.
that's a good.
Have you got any final words for someone listening who's thinking about maybe trying jiu-jitsu or?
Turn up, do it. You won't regret it.
just think, you could have been one of them fucking CrossFit.
Could have been. Yeah, fucking right, eh? Yeah, no,
She
my
means
thing.
in tongue in cheek.
Oh yeah, sorry, we're not allowed to say that. That would beep that. But
Yeah. But no, like in all seriousness,
well,
like
we do the most gayest sport in the world, so
Well,
I can't
that's,
say
that's the thing. But so
yeah.
a couple of things. Please donate. We'll put
Yeah.
the links in the
We'll put Ross's.
the Spotify notes and under the YouTube too. And I don't
come to the 24-hour.
come to the
Please
24-hour
come, yeah.
thing. And even if you've never trained or you want to see what it's all about, or you want to just chat to people, and like there's going to be loads of stuff going on, loads of different people to speak to. It's like a community event, really. So
music, food,
yeah.
chats, seminars.
And if for whatever reason this comes to you on the algorithm because the title has something in or something, and if you're ex-military or emergency services, and you're remotely interested, just get in touch to REORG, because
100%.
I think they're really good on communication, aren't they?
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holly, the admin, she's great. But yeah, they'll always respond. They'll always help out.
And we've touched on a lot of stuff in this, and
I would just like to add with the British Legion, they do work for some people. It is good, but in general,
Be a man of your word, Ross.
in general, go fuck yourself.
So anyone in our club, even if you're not like, you don't feel like you're like super friends with any of us necessarily, it doesn't
reach
really
out.
matter. It doesn't matter at all. Just if you're having any struggles with anything that we've spoken about on the whole scale of mental health, even if you're just having a bad day or a bad kind of stretch of time, not to that extent, or if you are in a bad spot, you'll really struggle to find someone in Newbury Jiu-Jitsu who has not had some experience or exposure to a lot of this stuff. And there's a lot to be said about common struggle, and we all struggle to do this hard, like perpetually hard thing. You never complete it. I know we joke about it, but we're always constantly struggling alongside each other.
And you find some people that take the easy route and do no-gi.
Well, I've never done any no-gi. I've done one bit with you, and I absolutely fucking
That's
hated
because
it.
you are a soldier of God.
fucking hated it. I genuinely hated it. It's the worst sort of like 5-minute round ever.
It was John in the mankini that was the.
I was promised big booty Latinas, so I got John.
But yeah, please do reach out, or please do speak to any of us, even if you think, well, I don't really know them. Like, just we are coaches, but we're peers and students. We're all students of the game. So
Equally to me, I don't mind, because I get a few people, funnily enough, do reach out to me. And also, like, you become very astute at spotting. I can spot people who are struggling a mile off now, just from my own experiences. So, like, everyone's got, like, I always use the terminology, like we're all climbing our own Everest. And I never want to reach the top of my Everest, because the second you do, the only way you can go is down. So
and
I'm always
when you
aiming for
injure
the top.
yourself, it's on the way
That's
back
true.
down.
There's peaks in it, but no, like I say, I do think it's important for people. Even just drop a Instagram message or anything. Like, I can't bang the drum enough for mental health, especially within men. I work on a construction site, on a new build site, where suicide rates are through the roof. Yeah, just reach out.
Yeah, and we're on the WhatsApp chat now, for better or worse. I personally am perfectly happy for people to message me
You have to actually reply though.
directly.
Within
Yeah.
3 to 5
The
working
thing
days.
is, if you message me with some fucking stupid crap, I'm not going to message
Hey
you.
Sam, do you want a ticket?
You owe me money or any of this shit.
It's just our way of reaching
No.
out though,
Yeah.
John, isn't it?
Hey Sam, do you want to record this week?
Yeah. Beep.
But any legit proper messages aren't full of shit like any of these
Sam can't
guys.
take your call right now.
Yeah.
It's pending.
To be fair, I did call him. When was it? Yesterday.
Yeah, we had a good
He
chat.
did not
Yeah.
answer.
I literally just randomly called him. I had no reason to
Pocket
call him. I
dial.
just gave him a call just because I felt like I wanted to talk to him.
And we had a little chat.
Yeah.
And it was really nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
I see how it is. Right.
You wouldn't get that.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you very much, Ross.
No, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Let's take a quick picture for the gram.
I'll take a
Bye for
screenshot from that.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Do the wave, do the wave, do the wave. Do the wave.
Wave.